There we go. Thank you, guys.
It's 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
Absolutely. In the beginning, I was doubtful too.
Good morning, Nyom Dedujot. Good morning. Muy video ki share, please. Muy ki share. Kay maroto kay mi jey chan kawana. Auto right away. Just share the video. Okot in a minute if you are arrived already, please notice. Let me know. My God, people are just calling, huh? Please don't call me. I'm at Yuka Live. I'm just on the live show. Don't call me right now. Yes, thank you. Una poj my video ki share, We're just starting. Okay, let me see how many people are here. I am sorry that live restreaming, something happened. I need to update and I could not be able to start it. So okay, just a normal one, so we can call each other individually. Thank you. Okot, you're here. Thank you. Thank you. Una put your bed. More video ki share, please. More video ki share. Una put your bed. Thank you. Share more video ki share, please. I want more sharing. Now ki jibe na chelo. We're just starting in 2 minutes, in 3 minutes. 3 minutes we're starting. All right. don't know this boy. Why is he calling me? Let me just. I'm sorry, Anna Duo. I delete amanya ginatene mwaka delete. I deleted the messenger. I deleted the messenger. Anutu, can you hear me? Namudwara we you kere nyuto kelwedemo. And then I'm coming right now. Dwara we you? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Kijira auto. Berno. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. But I would like you to just share the video, please. If you could, share it as much as you could. And if you can hear me, that would be all right. So we're about to start. Now we're starting. My name is Adiro Odiangomat. I'm just, I reside in Alberta, Canada. Today is Friday, May 13, 2022. We're here today, hosting a live. We wanted to re-condemn the letter that written by two individual MPs. One is a member of parliament, David Okwier, and the letter also written together with Deputy Chief Administrator of Pibor, Joseph Abwala, and also Tony Thopia. Those three individuals written a letter condemning the Anywaa letter that was actually written by the community of the Anywaa, demanding for the separation of Anywaa from GPAA, Greater Pibor Administrative Area. Anywaa are actually fed up. They're tired of the atrocities that being committed against them by the Murle community for over 50 years now. Anywaa and Murle are neighbors. Their borders has been existing for many centuries without a border demarcation. Murle are a grazing tribe. They're always coming to the Anywaa land in every summer season due to the lack of water in their area. And Murle started to kill the Anywaa, abduct their kids, killing people on roads, and also stealing cows and all other properties of the Anywaa. This problem has been going on for so many years until just 6 or 7 years ago. Anywaa had a meeting and they said enough is enough. No more any peace between the Anywaa and Murle. Let the Murle stay in their area and let the Anywaa stay in their own areas. Because there is no need for a peace between two communities when the other community don't honor any agreement. As a result, as we all know, that GPA was actually given to the 4 communities. The Anywaa, Murle, G, and Kachipo. Administrative area was created by Salva Kiir Mayardit 2014 in order for those tribes to live together in harmony. It is unfortunate that Murle had taken different routes, claiming GPAA as theirs, excluding the Anywaa, G, and Kachipo. They're dominating all the positions that created for the Greater People Administrative Area. All the positions, since GPAA was actually created, it has been led by the Murle alone. The chief administrator and the governor and two governors were actually from the Murle alone. Every time president removed the administrator, the chief administrator, or remove the government, the governor, he always replaces one of the Murle, not considering the Anywaa, G, and Kachipo. Nobody knows whether this happened as a result of Murle complaint claiming the GPA that is theirs, or what they, I don't know how they convinced the president just to appoint only a member of the Murle. So recently, Anywaa have actually fed up and they refuse. They wanted to exit. They don't want to stay with Murle anymore. As a result, all youth had actually united anonymously, Pushala South and Pushala North. Due to the atrocities that Murle are actually committing, taking children, abducting children, killing people on roads, also the Anywaa decided to try to restrict the borders, their borders, and seal it so that no Murle can come and abduct the children and just dishonor the border between Ethiopia and South Sudan and just cross and go all the way to the Anywaa land in Ethiopia and abduct children, steal cows, and all other properties as well. This has been also going on, and the government of South Sudan no wood from it. They consider those guys as just a thief, or what is going on is just a theft. But this is an international violation if we actually go to the charter. Now, Anywaa have decided to exit from Greater People Administrative Area anonymously. It is unfortunate that 3 individuals, David Okwier and Joseph Abwala and Tony Thopia, as the news flooding on the social media that those 3 individuals were bribed by so many millions of SSPs to go and dispute the claim of the Anywaa not to exit from Greater People Administrative Area. I found those letters, I found those allegations. Whether it's true or not, we're looking towards this. The letter that is written on social media stipulated that Joseph Abwala was bribed with 5 million SSPs, and David Okwier was bribed 3 million SSPs, and Joseph Abwala and Tony Thopia was bribed with the 2 million SSPs. As a result of their meeting after they received these funds, they promised the Murle that the unity of the Anywaa to exit from Greater People Administrative Area due to the atrocities that is being committed against them, so they can govern themselves alone, they promised the Murle that they will write a letter to condemn such a letter, and not only that, to destroy it, giving some allegations against the unity of the youth, the Anywaa youth. They came out with 3 agendas. First, to give an allegation and level the unity of the Anywaa youth that decided to protect the border of the Anywaa from Murle in order for them not to come and abduct children. So they level such a unity as a rebellion against the government, which is not true at all. It is totally lie. It is lie. And also, they appointed a new commissioner. They decided to remove a commissioner without the consultation of the Anywaa community of Fushala, and replaces him with a new one that Anywaa refused to honor such a thing. The Anywaa right now are still considering Motor Hotel as their commissioner, and not the new commissioner that appointed in Pibor, because Anywaa already decided not to work under the Greater Pibor administrative area. As the tension is just going on, those 3 individuals, they wanted to force the person that appointed by them alone, without the community consultation, to force him and take him to Pushala, so that they can create chaos, so Anywaa can start to fight themselves. This is so ridiculous. As a result, as they promised also Murle that they will write a letter to condemn the Anywaa letter of claim to exit from Greater Pibor administrative area. So all these promises to the Murle, they actually put it to the action. Now I'm going to read a letter that written by Joseph Abwala, Chief Administrative Area, Deputy Chief Administrative Area, and David Okwier, who I refuse to call on today because what he's doing, it doesn't comply with his position or with his title. Today I'm calling him just with his name, David Okwier. So this letter is written as it is. I'm going to read it, and at the same time, is with a small letters, and I'm just going to try to see. This letter is written as this. The Republic of South Sudan, Anywaa Community in Juba, dated May 8, 2022. To His Excellency General Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan. This letter is written by these 3 individuals: Joseph Abwala, David Okwier, and Tony Thopia, to condemn the Anywaa request or Anywaa demand to exit from the Greater Pibor administrative area. They're asking the President, confirming that the Anywaa do not want to exit from Greater Pibor administrative area. They are actually representing the voice of the Anywaa. It happened to be only 3 of them, not everyone else. So the letter is this, as I read it. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Sudan, we strongly appreciated your wise leadership for uniting the people of South Sudan by accepting peace with all warring parties, and sign revitalized peace agreement. We would like to assure you the Anywaa community will continue rallying behind the SPLA party leadership under your leadership. His Excellency the President, I'm reading the text that is written. The relationship between the Anywaa community and the Murle community are deteriorating and not good, made due to the high rate of children abduction and other inhumane act-related crimes. As the leaders of the Anywaa community, we would like to justify our position very clear that we are for the implementation of the revitalized peace agreement, which stated the status of the 10 states plus 3 administrative areas. We recognize the prime significance and importance of the preserving the sovereignty and the integrity of our country with these neighbors. Mindful our position as the community leaders, we are committed for united, peaceful, and prosperous society in one administrative area in the Republic of South Sudan, GPAA. Reaffirming the commitment that we have solemnly undertaken in the transitional constitution of the Republic of South Sudan about the status of states and administrative areas. We, the Anywaa elders, I don't know how many Okwier have divided himself. We, as the Anywaa elders, do hereby resolving as follow. Urge our community to live in peace and harmony among themselves and their neighbors. 2, to firmly remain supporting the government and implement its policies and programs. It says programs. I don't know if I thought it's programs. To firmly, 3, remain united in Greater People administrative area with other ethnic communities and GPAA. Okay. Number 4, uphold security, respect for the international borders with our neighbors like Ethiopia. Number 5, anybody fomenting insecurity in the area will not be condoned nor tolerated. We request your able leadership to provide network system in Peshala to boost the network coverages. Signed, thank you. Signed by Joseph Abwala, Deputy Chief Administrative Area, CC Chief Administrative GPAA. Signed by David Okwier Akwai, MP, Transitional National Legislative Assembly. This is the letter that is written by David Okwier condemning the Anywaa request to not actually proceed with this demand. They don't want the Anywaa to exit from Greater People administrative area. So now we just want, I'm here on behalf of the Anywaa in diaspora today, condemning the the condemnation letter written by David Okwier and Joseph Abwala and Tony Thopia in the strongest term. And here I am. Please share this video to His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit. We are here to let you know, Mr. President, that the letter dated May 8, 2022 by Chief Administrator Joseph Abwala and on David Okwier and Tony Thopia, those three individuals, the condemnation letter that they written against the Anywaa men is totally lie and no base in it. David Okwier is only a single elder in the Anywaa community. The meeting that they held to come out with this letter, the meeting was not inclusive. It was only them who refuses to honor the Anywaa men. They're not, what they wrote is not the view of the Anywaa. It is their own views. As a result, their views that were actually exercised due to the bribery that done by the Murle for those three individuals. As the social media, a lot of news is going on. There is a news right now that Joseph Abwala was bribed with 5 million SSPs. David Okwier was bribed for 3 million SSPs. And Tony Thopia 2 million SSPs. In order for them to go and write this letter that you receive in your office, Mr. President, Anywaa have suffered a lot. Anywaa are demanding to exit from Greater Pibora administrative area. As you know how much Anywaa have been actually squished by the Murle, because Murle had access to get some guns and go abduct the Anywaa children, abduct Denka children, abduct Nuer children. Not only they go beyond this and cross the border and go to the Anywaa land in Ethiopia and abduct children and kill people and also steal cows as well, or cattle. This is not right for elder as David Okwier to write a condemnation letter against their Anywaa views as an individual. This letter is completely condemned by the entire Anywaa. The Anywaa in Pushala and the Anywaa in diaspora and also the Anywaa in Juba itself. And soon enough, you will be receiving a letter from all these the communities of the Anywaa in those areas they reside. The condemnation letter, they will write a letter and restate it, their demand for the exiting from Greater Pibora administrative area. What is going on between the Anywaa and Murle is not something repairable by just come together again. It is unrepairable. Anywaa would not stay or work together with Murle in one administrative area. Anywaa had actually fed up. Anywaa, they wanted to be by themselves so they can be able to save their children's life, so they can govern themselves. So I'm not going to talk much about this now. I will be coming back to talk about David Okwier failure and what he's doing, doing things that representing the Anywaa in a way Anywaa are not happy about it. I will come and talk about it. So now I am going to call some other individual or few individual to come and speak and talk about the atrocities that is being committed by Murle against the Anywaa. As we're speaking, just yesterday or a day before, a 13 years old was actually abducted from the Adon area, Ajwara. 13 years old. Here he is. David Okwier and John Joseph Abwala and Tony Thopia are demanding to live peacefully with the Murle. Anywaa have been living peacefully with the Murle for many centuries, but yet their kids are being abducted. They don't respond. They don't respond to anything that's happening to them. But now enough, it is enough. I'm going to call some other people and we will be hearing a lot from them. Let me just call. Okay, Medo, I am just calling you right now. Hello, good morning, Medo.
Thank you. Is Okot there? Is Okot supposed to talk first before I come?
Okay, okay, I'll let you down. Let me just call Okot and then Okot will speak before you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okot, send your request, please. Okay. Okot, can you send your request again, please? Let me put music here. Okot, with your pub, send your request, please. Okot, with your pub, send your request. And Gora, if you are there as well, I will call you soon enough. Okoto, with your pub, send your request, please. I am not seeing you. Okay, while Okot. Okoto, with your pub, can you please send your request? I'm not seeing your request. Okay. Okay, I'm calling you now. Hello.
Hey, good morning, Dirumot.
Your voice is down. Your voice is down. Can you speak louder?
Is up. Yeah, yes, yeah. Can you hear me now?
No, your voice is really far away.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. The volume is up, so I don't know why you cannot understand me.
Okay, people are watching. Can you hear Okot? Can you guys hear Okot clearly? Can you confirm if you can hear Okot very clearly? Okot, can you speak? Okot, can you speak?
I think they do. Oh, yes, I can.
Okay. Okay, I think people are hearing you. You can just go ahead. Well, Okot, Okot with you, Pop, please introduce yourself to the audience, and then I'll let you go ahead. Welcome to the show today. We're going to be speaking, as you know, against the condemnation letter is written by David Okwier, and at the same time, we want to give our voice, to add our voice in the we in diaspora add our voice to the voices of the marginalized Anuak and Poshala and Juba as well, so that we all wanted to exit from Greater Bipor administrative area and establish the Anuak administrative area in Poshala. So welcome, introduce yourself and just go ahead. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can. Yeah, I think there is a echo coming back when you speak.
There is echo, right? Okay,
yes.
let me close you out and then come back. Come back right away.
Okay.
Okay. Please share the video, share this video, share it to the concern, share it to the president office, and share it as well to the national security, because this letter also reaches the national security office. Share it. Share this. Okay, Okot, send your request again. Okot, send your request. Your request, Marie. And share the video, please. Share the video. I want to get many share. Share it. Share it. Okay. Okot, send your request, please. Okay, thank you. I see it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay, I think your voice is it's not that loud enough for me, but people are hearing you very clearly. But I would want you to just go ahead. For Brother Elijah Kengen, this is we're just voicing our voice, speaking to Elder David Okwier, and peaceful. We have been actually living in a peaceful coexisting on one side, but unlike that, Murle are actually living with us. Murle are doing things that are not necessary. So anyways, Okot, Opap, come ahead.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Diromot, for hosting this live show to express our concern regarding issues in Greater Bipor administrative area. So first of all,
can you guys hear Okot? Can you guys hear Okot very clearly? Can you confirm it if you can hear him? Okay, Okot, yes, your voice is clear. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I want to clarify the position of the Anywaa community, J community, and Kashipa community. Last month, these three communities, they wrote a declaration letter expressing their concern about the atrocities and crime committed by the Murle community against all three communities I just mentioned. Three of them, they live in Greater Bipor administrative area with Murle together, and yet Murle have been killing them, adopting their children, and taking their cattle. So the atrocities Murle have committed this year was so high or extreme to the point that there's no reason for three communities to live with Murle again. This year, we are frustrated, and it is the end of living in Greater Bibor administrative area. The letter we wrote it to President Salva Kiir to inform him that the only solution for Anewaa, Kashipo, and Jay to live in South Sudan is to have another administrative area without Murle in it, or exit from Greater Bibor administrative area. Greater Bibor administrative area should be for the thieves, cattle keepers, for the thieves, kidnappers, and cattle raiders, Murle people. Let them live alone with the other three communities with them. That's their position. So it is now up to President Salva Kiir to look at the paper and see the atrocities that have been committed by the Murle and approve administrative area for three communities, Anewaa, Jay, and Kashipo. We already decided that there's no reason for us to live with Murle again. Enough is enough, enough is enough, and we are leaving. If President Salva Kiir does not approve a demand administrative area for three communities, we are going to Ethiopia with our land together. We are exiting from South Sudan as well. So this is not a position we all. I know we have written many letters to President Salva Kiir, and each letter we wrote was denied or ignored by President Salva Kiir. Now we fed up, and this is the last letter we wrote. It is an open letter to President Salva Kiir to look into issue facing people in Greater Bibor administrative area, because it is non-stop. Murle are killing Anewaa, killing Kashipo, killing Jay. They also went up to Ethiopia, adopting children, killing, ambushing people. So they commit atrocities within the region. And yet, nothing has been done on the side of South Sudan. For example, this year, the State Department here in the US issued a statement naming 3 people who are responsible for atrocities in Greater Junkule. And these people are Stephen Marshall, Akod Mezi, and Korok Muri. All these 3 individuals named by the US government, they are Murle. They are the ones who are responsible for atrocities in Greater Junkule. They smuggle guns and ammunition from Juba, because all of them are in the government, and give it to their people, and their people are able to travel within the region, including Ethiopia, to kill people. So these are well documented. It's not just, it's well documented by the international community. The people who are responsible for atrocities in Greater Bibor administrative area, in Greater Junkule, as well as in Gambela, Ethiopia. So our position in the letter is very clear. Salva Kiir have to decide. If he wants us to remain a part of South Sudan, he needs to approve administrative area for the 3 communities, Anewaa, Kashipo, and Jay. But if he refuses or ignore, we are taking our land with us. Our land is so rich to the point that we have gold, we have oil, we have abundance of natural resources with us. If Kiir does not consider this, we are taking all these resources with us to Ethiopia. No joke. And we are also fed up with being ignored in South Sudan. So I think I give chance, I yield my time to Meadow, and I'll come back later.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Okot. I will let you go.
Thank you.
Yes, we have to be very clear, and our president has to consider us. If you really, people from South Sudan, if we really contributed enormously to the, to creating this state for South Sudanese to become an state. The president of South Sudan have to consider our demands, or else they will not consider us a citizen of South Sudanese. Yes, of course. Why not? We can go and join our people on the other side. which is Ethiopia. There is no any problem at all. It is not even our nobody was consulted when the British came and slices into two and make the Anywaa to live in two states, the Sudan then and Ethiopia. No Anywaa were actually consulted, neither kings nor paramount chiefs and nobody, not even politicians at the time. So the British just wanted to diminish the Anywaa power, and that's why we end up living in two countries, in two different countries. If so, if we're not considered there, why not? Why not? We will go with our land. Thank you. I'll let you down. Let me just call Medo, and then if there is something, I'll call you again.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay, exit me.
Yes. Okay. Medo, you can. Medo, you can send your request. Medo, send your request. Somebody says that they want a Anywaa tradition song. Let me check here. Let me check this. Yes, share the video, please. Share the video. Share the video, please. May I send your request? Yes. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. Completely, this is not a joke. The Anywaa are fed up. They actually refuse now to just continue to work under this shadow by just accepting being just a normal citizen under the pressure that it is not acceptable at all. We're actually tired. The Anywaa are tired, and we need to govern ourselves without anybody. Anywaa and Jane Kachipo, as they're tired from the Murle atrocities, they need to create their own administrative area. They're asking the president to do so in faith. But if the president does not consider, it still does not consider how Anywaa are suffering from the abductions. Right now, even if there is a war between us, the Anywaa are not going to be fighting with the Murle themselves. They will be fighting with their own children that were actually abducted from them. It is so sad. It is so sad. Therefore, enough it is enough. The Anywaa have decided to do something for themselves. Medo, please send your request. Yes, indeed, it is true. It is true. We're not living on anybody, but Anywaa are living in their own land. They reside in their own land. Therefore, it is our right to decide anything that would be better for us, anything that would be better for the generations to come, anything that would let us stay together, anything that will bring us together. Anywaa will decide to do so. So it is time. It is time now. It is time for us. If the president ignores this, it's okay. It's okay. Please send your request. Medo, send your request. I don't know what's going on. Uh, okay, Gora Hassan, if you are there, please. Gora Hassan, if you are there, send your request. We have been so silent, yes, for so many years. I think this generation would not accept to extend the same problem and just push it to the next generation. They have to decide their path. So we actually condemn and refuse. We refuse the confusion that Elder David Okwier is actually using. And every time Anywaa are looking for something, he will be just, cutting off everything and decide things on behalf of his eldership and say, yes, like writing a letter like this. Last time, Anywaa, they wrote a letter asking the president to create a state, Gilo state for them, as the president actually created so many states for the marginalized communities, or for the communities that who cannot live in coexisting together. Anywaa did so, and David Okwier refused to put his signature there. This is one of the failure. I think I should actually stipulate all this while waiting. Medo Tung, you can come. You can send your request. If not, I will just open the chance to everyone else. So David Okwier basically has been actually confusing the Anywaa community in the name of his eldership. But he's not the only elder in the Anywaa community. There are so many elders. He's being actually respected because due to his longer term working in the government. It is almost, or now it is over 50 years, David Okwier has been actually working in the government since Anyanya 1. But yet, David Okwier failed completely. He failed completely. Even to build a hut house, like a hut room in his own constituency in Otalo. Never. He never built any house, any room, neither in Otalo nor in Poshala. David Okwier as an elder, we don't know how much is he actually, loving his community. I don't know exactly. But today we're going to be speaking about that. Okay, Medo is here. Medo Tong, I'm calling you. Medo, I am just calling you right now. I don't know. He's adding. Okay, send your request again, Medo. Send your request again. So now, David Okwier last time, David Okwier divided the Anywaa themselves. When the GPA, before the creation of the GPA, AA, Anywaa demanded to exit from Bur as a community with Murle together. It is unfortunate and so sad that the elder like David Okwier, who could have been actually somebody who would be concerned a lot about the Anywaa life and Anywaa future. It is him who called a meeting in Juba, having the document in his own hand, declaring that the Anywaa would not go together, would not come out from Bur, from Greater Jungule together. So Elder Okwier decided to divide the Anyak into two. He said that the Anyak of Pushala would actually go with the Murle, and the Anyak of Akobo, they will go with the Nuer. As he know, and he knew that all these communities are very brutal. We wanted to save the Anyak life, but yet David Okwier declared that in front of everyone. And that's a division, that's a confusion. Anyak, they wanted to live together. We were divided. Let me stop here and try to call Medo again. Medo is adding right now. I'm calling you right now. I don't know what's going on. Yes. I think Medo is just adding. I don't know what's going on with your network. I would actually open a chance to other people to come and speak as well. Medo is just adding right now. I'm just calling you right now. Okay, I will actually give a chance. Answer from the live video request. No answer. No answer from you, Medo. It says no answer from you. Oh, new caller. Welcome, new caller. Thank you for coming in. Okay, I'm just let me read this out. Let me just mention this for David Okwier failure. For David Okwier failure, David Okwier failed completely. He divided the Anyak into two, and instead of just bringing Anyak together as an elder, he actually divided the Anyak. He just came with a document and declared that in front of all the Anyak in the meeting at the time that Anyak would go with the Murle, Anyak of Pushala, Anyak of Akobo, they would go with Nuer. That's completely a total confusion for someone who is confused like David Okwier. David Okwier also is always against the progress of the Anyak. The Anyak in Pushala have not built any high school. The community of the Anyak have actually decided at the time during the commissionership of Joseph Abwala, the community decided to open a high school for the first time. They opened a high school and they actually brought teachers. They brought teachers from Kenya, and the school is started very well. We have all the document right now. David Okwier himself, he came and destroyed that. He stopped it and destroyed it, that progress. And majority of those who started that high school, even though they didn't finish, they went to Ethiopia, and majority of them now they graduated from universities. Look at David Okwier. Who is David Okwier? David Okwier at the same time, as I said, I mentioned that he refused to sign the letter, the demand letter that written by the Anyak to demand for the estate, Gilo estate. He refused. If you check that letter that was actually submitted to the president, David Okwier refused to do it. You will not see his signature there. Okay, now David Okwier accepted 3 million SSP just for him to ruin the future of the Anyak, to divide the Anyak again into two, the Anyak of Pushala. Last time he divided the Anyak into two, the Anyak of Pushala and Anyak of Akobo. He doesn't want them, he doesn't want to bring them together as a force, as a unity. So now he accepted 3 million. David Okwier, do you have an audacity really just to stop the Annual progress, not to have their own administrative area so they can govern themselves. For just 3 million SSP, which is not even 5,000 USA. Is that really equal to that? I cannot believe this. Okay, Medo, I see the request. Let me check it again. Medo, I am calling you right now again. He's adding. Please share the video. Share the video. Share the video, please. Share the video. Medo is adding. I am calling. Yes, get ready, please. Nyokola, if you are there. We're here. We can speak. We're just speaking English and Arabic today. We're not speaking in Anuak.
It's 11 o'clock.
We will speak in the Anuak tomorrow. We will host a live tomorrow in Anuak language. So now the opportunity is here for everyone. If you want to speak, Medo, it says no answer from live video guests. I don't know what happened. So, okay, anybody, Nyokola or Gora Hassan Udiel, or anybody who want to say something, please send your request. Now I'm going to open the door for everyone. So I am here just addressing David Okwier. David Okwier, you have an audacity to buy out the Anuak progress, the Anuak land, the Anuak future, just with 3 million SSP. Shame on you. I would say shame on you. You, Joseph Abwala, this is the second time or third time now to try to be a blockage for the Anuak progress. Last time when we actually demanded for Gile State as well, it is you, the very man, John Abwala, who wrote the letter with the other few Murle, and you went and submitted the letter to the president, even though the request was actually accepted by the president to announce Gilo Estate. It was in number 2 line with the estate that were actually given to the people. So as a result of the letter you submitted to the president, immediately they scratch out the Gilo Estate that was about to be announced on that day together with the other estates. It is you, John Joseph Abwala, now being bribed by the Murle just to ruin and stop the progress of the Anuak. And here you are. You also went ahead and says that because Welo Onyon, he is speaking very vocally for the Anuak demand. You now wanted to just start doing the assassination. Yani tukutenu yani asa aikun fi ikhtiyal ba'da. Tamul ti tiqtal nas. Ite jaya shan tiqtal nas, which is mean you want to assassinate people. You wanted to assassinate people by just bribing someone, and then somebody can get hit with the car. I just wanted to tell you this today. I wanted to tell you this today. And all the Anuak are listening. The other tribes as well are listening. Should any Anuak these days, should any Anuak get hit by the car, any of the Anuak, any of the politicians, any elders of the Anuak got hit by a car, David Okwier, John Joseph Abwala, and Tony Thopia is responsible. Those guys are responsible for any death that happening to the Anuak anytime from now. Medo, I don't know what's going on. Okay, finally.
Oh, that's
I don't know what happened.
maybe the technical problem. So I don't blame you. You were busy. I was appreciate your message was very strong. I really appreciate that. It was a very patriotic message.
Okay. Well, Meadow, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, be on the camera. Yeah, now it's your time to speak. Yeah, let people see you. So it's your time to speak now. Welcome. Introduce yourself first, and then you start speaking.
Thank you. My name is Meadow Tong Meadow, and this is my first time to be on.
Can you guys hear Meadow? Can you guys hear Meadow very clear? Can you show it with a thumbs up, please? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Meadow, go ahead.
Okay, thank you guys, the audience are watching there. This is my first time to be in a live show. I don't have no experience about that. So I really appreciate that. If there's any challenges or any inconvenience, I really apologize for that. Just guys, forgive me about that and give me also a feedback. So for my future, learn knowledge so that I can improve in the future. So anyway, I've been listening to you, Adiro. I appreciate that. Your message was very strong, very clear, representing the Anywaa's patriotic interests. And with our brother too, Professor Okot. So I'm really very proud of that, very impressive. So I don't want to talk about that, even though I'm not experienced. I have no experience about talking on the live show. So I want to talk about what you guys already mentioned. So before I go to the topic, I want to appreciate Brother Viro for letting us get the opportunity to send or convey our message to especially the South Sudanese. Our message is intended to go to South Sudanese, especially President Kiir office. Some may wonder why we just all Anywaa and why we are talking in different language. Is it something like a showing off? No, it's not a showing off. Because our message, we are intended to deliver somewhere. So we are not every, like what Adiro said. So I don't want to talk about those guys per individual, because I don't blame them. This is there in Juba. Juba is a city. I don't blame Brother Okwier because he needs something to eat. Because last time he started building and his building is not completed. So he need to get some way to complete his building. So this is how to please or refuse Murle. So that if you want to be a chief administrator, he has to betray his tribe. And I don't blame him. Even myself, if I want to be, to betray my tribe for my family interests, I have to betray the Anywaa tribe. So let us not blame Okwier, Joseph Abwala, and Thopia. They know we are on the right position, but they just need to protect their interests. So don't blame them. Let them just deceive our Mule brothers to get some money. If Okwier build house later, so any of us can go to Juba and be accommodating Okwier house. So we appreciate them, let's support them, let them deceive the Murle to get something to build their house. So it's not a solution. Our solution is we already, the majority of the Anywaa, 99% of the Anywaa already agree, Anywaa and Jay and Kasipo agree to separate from Murle, and two individuals cannot stop it. But what they are doing, they know already that Anywaa tired and fed up of staying in the Greater Bibur or the GPAA as a second-class citizen. So don't blame them. Let them try to deceive the Murle to get their house. Okwier want to complete his building in Juba there. So we don't need to blame him. It's not a solution. So our solution, how to convince President Kiir to accept, create, and announce the new state. So what I'm going to talk about first, let me go before I go to my topic. I want to appreciate you, Brother Viro, to give us opportunity to convey our message to the South Sudanese, also to the Anywaa, G and Kashipa as well. So before I go to my topic, I really appreciate you. And also I want to appreciate the governor or chief administrator of Gambela region. If not because of him and his relationship with Abiy, the Murle were planning to commit genocide against the South Sudanese Anywaa. We will never get no support. So we need to appreciate him. So as long as it's still in power, we need to achieve our objective, which is getting our own administrative area within South Sudan. If not, then we can be part of Gambela. So instead of being an administrative area, we can be part of Gambela as an independent zone, because they already have 3 zones there: the Anywaa zone, the Nuer zone, and the Majangeri zone. So when we go with the 3 tribes with a big land and whatever the population, we are going to be additional, the 4th or the zone number 4. So this is something I want to talk about it regarding appreciation. And the second thing, like I said, you guys need to forgive me because this is my first time to be on the show. So I may have a lot of challenges or inconvenience. So please try to forgive me and also give me feedback as a future knowledge to improve. So like what you said, so the rebellion that they try to connect us, this is lying. What rebellion? Because the rebellion are fighting and already known as active rebellion to the Suma. And the Suma now they're in the peace process. Pretty soon they will be part of the government in Juba. And the other group like us, where we've been the IO, the Kid Guang IO, the SUA, we already part of the government. Those of the leaders are already in Juba. Riamachar in Juba, the SUA leaders in Juba are already part of the government. And the Kid Guang already, their delegation in Juba, they already have a meeting, a lot of meeting with the bill farm there. This is just a lie. The Murle try to deceive people or mislead. So we don't need to talk about that. So let us try to tell the world, key offers, and the other tribe of the Aegean administrative area that we are ready, more than qualified to be given an administrative area, because there are 3 or 4 determined factors to be given an administrative area. In terms of population, the population of the Anywaa, you combine the Anywaa of Pochala, the Jie and the Kashipa, we are more than the GPAA, or the Greater Bibur administrative area of the Murle. In terms of population, the land side, you combine the land of the Anywaa, the 3 clans in Pochala, the Nyakani, the Adongo, the Tiennam, plus the Meun County of the Kashipa, the Kosongor of the Jie, plus those group of Ngalamu are still undecided. We are even more than the Greater Bibur itself. And then you compare us with the Ruang. The Ruang is even equivalent to the Adongo clan itself alone. But because they are from the Dinka tribe of Salva Kiir, they belong to the Monjang tribe, they are given their own administrative area. Because they are now trying to use, even I read the Okwier letter, they say in this, what they call revitalization paper, that there's no creation of new administrative area or state. Exactly, they are right. But the revitalization, whatever they call peace, only recognize the RBA. Greater Bibur, even Riek himself was opposing the Greater Bibur. The Ruang was not there. And why Greater Bibur is still there maintained. And the other 32 states revert back to 10 states. Because Kiir want to keep Murle as his ally. Murle fought them, rebels against his government like 2 times. And the Anywaa, Jay, and Kashipa.
That's true, Abwala. That's true.
Never rebel. We are peaceful, loyal, and the law-abiding citizen. And Kiir know that. That's why we are not getting that. But we committed to get our state, our administrative area, through a peaceful means, not through violence. If we go to Abia is well known. Abia is as an international dispute with North Sudan. It's clear Abia has to be there. It's recognized by the revitalized peace agreement. But the Ruang is not there. Why, if we not qualify because of Ruang, because of whatever they call revitalization, why Ruang is there? And why Greater Bibur? It's supposed to be only Abia. So this doesn't make sense. This is just a misleading excuses, misleading propaganda. Another propaganda they are using there is the budget. They say if the Anywaa, Jay, and Kashipa are giving...
I want you to focus and be stable on the camera, so you're moving, your head is moving.
Okay. The other thing, excuses, misleading they are doing, that if they give Anywaa a new administrative area, there will be no enough budget. So we have to tell Kir and his office, if this is the issue of the budget, our area is rich in natural resources, especially the Meun Payom, the Kashipa territory is all gold. And also we are a wildlife rich region. This is what they call Buma National Park is lay within the hygiene administrative area, within the land of the Anywaa, Jay, and Kashipa. And also we are a border region. Border region is easy for us to export and import from Ethiopia. If this is the case, let us tell Kir, give us the state. Don't worry about the budget. We don't need the budget from you. Just give us a state. Then the budget of the Greater Fashala County plus Kosongor and Meun will be enough for us. So this is what we need to do. If the issue is only the financing issue. But if there's no way, the way of the revitalization we know clear, Ruang is given there apart from the revitalization fees. The budget, we are okay. We can fund our development with a budget from Kir. If there's no way, the condition, what is the condition? The condition to advocate, call and demand for a self-determination. What I mean by self-determination, the people there, the 3 tribes, can be asked to conduct a referendum so that the people can decide themselves. The Anywaa in Utalo, in Nyum, the Kashipo in Meun, Kakuma Gor, Rumit, the Jay in Nyawayapura, Kosongoro can determine whether they want to be continue as a slave, second-class citizen in the Murle administrative area of the GPAA. This is the position we are in. Or
okay.
You can join.
Okay, Medo, try to narrow it down now. Try to narrow it down because a lot of people are waiting on the line.
Okay, listen, you talked last time, you talked before like almost 30, I was listening to you. Let me finish my point. When you was talking, I was listening to you almost for more than 30 minutes. So let me just go to the point all the way to the end. So like what we say now, we have all this, the determinative factors. We have the population. We have the land size, bigger than Abia or Ruang, 4 times. We have the literacy rates. The Anywaa literacy rate alone is bigger, is higher than the Murle alone, even higher than the Ruang state. The diversity, so you have to be more than 1 tribe. We have 3 tribes. And then Nalam, almost in the middle. We don't know which position they are going. Some of them are joining, communicating with us that they want to be with us. Some are still with the GPAA. So the position now, so we are talking about like what you said, like my message is not representing the Anywaa community. My message representing a new group that we form with other 3 tribes. And that this group is called the Hajin's Administrative Area Youth Coalition, which is simply abbreviated as the Tupulace YC forces. This is the group we form with the youth from these 3 tribes to demand the new administration area at all costs and tools available, whether politically or yes, of course, militarily. This is the position we are in. So in conclusion, before we reach to the self-determination, whether we're gonna be part of Gambela with the UN observation, so the UN can come and be observing our referendum. We can write letters here to the UN headquarters in US here. We can go even to Geneva. This is what we're gonna do. But before we reach to that, we still have hope. We are still optimistic that President Kiir is not a president only for Murle and the Dinka of Ruang. Is also our president. We have hope, we have confidence that President Kiir will create and announce the way he created Greater Bibor and Ruang State, because he's still our president. We are not a rebel. This is a lie. We can go to Juba and go to J1 and demonstrate there. This is our constitutional right. So you guys not need to worry about Okwier, David, or whatever, John Abwala and Thopia. So those guys, they're just loving for their position. So President Kiir is our president. We have hope. So the other thing I want to conclude it, and this thing like what you said, sorry, forgive about my time. So I want to talk about this. This message is going directly to our Anywaa tribe alone. Like what you try, we need to talk about tribe alone before we mention other tribe. And I want to talk, if you can forgive me or allow me to mention this in Anywaa, because this message only directly intended for the Anywaa alone. So is it okay I can talk in Anywaa with this message? This is only the message I intended for Anywaa alone. So this message, if you can allow me, let me continue. It's about our sensitivity about Anywaa, unity and politics. This is things that are not clear here when we talk about Anywaa, especially we, the two tribe, one tribe divided between two countries. So there's some other people. Let me just go back directly to Anywaa language.
Okay, Medo. We're going to host a show in Anywaa only.
Oh, okay.
So we have a show to host in Anywaa only. Yes. Right now we're just speaking English and Arabic so that they can hear our message. But we're going to be hosting another live in Anywaa language.
In English, so the next time this agenda will take it to the Anywaa show, whatever. So our message is we have the reason to separate from Greater Bibor, which is they call it whatever they call it GPAA. And why we want to separate? How we gonna call our new administrative area? So we agreed that with other tribe that our new administrator should be called for now temporary as the hygiene administrative areas. So when we get our administrative area, so we can make a convention, then the name we want to agree on it, so will be adopted there. So anybody will be free to adopt or propose any name. So to propose any name, if the majority in that convention with the president of the GA Kashipa agree with whatever name, we want to call it Anywaa administrative area, Buma administrative area, Kashipa administrative area, then it's okay. But for now, we are using a name, a Gene administrative area, which is representing the Anywaa. A stand for the Anywaa, JI for the J, N for the Ngalam, S for the Suri, which we used to call it Kashipa, which was K. That's why we changed the K to S. So we used to call it a Gene administrative area, but now we are calling it a Genes administrative area, which is stand for the Anywaa, J, Kashipa, and Ngalam and Suri. So this is what I have to tell you now. So I'm very happy, Brother Viro, for allowing me to give this opportunity to send my message to the people, like what you said. So don't bother yourself with those guys. Those guys, individual people. 99% of the Anywaa already fed up with the Murle. So thank you. So if there's any question, then we can respond. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Medo. Thank you for the message that you convey. I think it's clear. It will be up to the president of South Sudan to look into this issue. If he really wanted to save life and also retain the Anywaa in the country, it is absolutely up to him. But we're not going back, and that's what it is. So thank you. I'll let you down and see who is coming back. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. I think we're still speaking. I'm still going to open an opportunity for others to speak. And then so we can go ahead. Yes, I'm going to be hosting another live in Anywaa. Not today, but today, focus, we want to convey our message to the president of South Sudan and at the same time to the Murle community. This is not a hidden agenda, and there is nothing fearful about here. And we have Murle right now in this show. They are hearing us. So guys, it is up to you to blame who are actually roaming in the Anywaa land, killing, abducting, and doing all this nasty stuff every single year, every single day. It is up to you guys. Go and convey this message to the Murle elders and let them know that Anywaa are fed up, no turning back. We cannot reconcile and live together again. For God bidden, we might actually, maybe we live in a side by side, but to live together and eat together and be together in one place, no more. Anywaa do not wish to do so. So that's what that's the message. So I am coming back here. If you wanted to say something, please send your request. Nyokola, you can come. ممكن تيجي تتكلمي برضه بعربي. حتى إنه لو في طريقة برضه ممكن تتكلمي بإنجليزي. أنا بروتان مورلي بسيط. لكن مسج الليلة دايرين عشان إنه يمشي للناس ديل. فأنا عايزين نقول إنه زي ما أنتم عارفين David Okwier and Joseph Abwala, as you guys refuse your own community, deny your own community, accepting the bribe just to ruin the future or progress of the Anywaa. Today, you cannot represent the Anywaa constituency within Greater People Administrative Area or within the national government or national parliament in Juba. Now, as you know that, in your college, young request, Mary, young request, send your request. As you know now, since you refuse us, since you refuse your own community, since you betray your own community, before we send a letter, resign. Write your resignation letter to your boss and go and sit down, stay at your own house. You need to know this. No one wants to work with you. No one wants you to represent. You, David Okwier, you need to resign. If you wanted to continue working, we don't care if you wanted to be representing Bibur constituency or Lakwangwale constituency, you go ahead and do so. But in the Anywaa, we, the constituency of the Ado constituency or Utalo constituency, we're going to write a letter here in diaspora, back home, and also in Juba. We're going to dismiss you since you're not representing us. You're hosting meetings without consulting the community. You're doing stuff that in the name of the eldership. That is enough. Since you don't care about the future of the Anywaa, you don't care about the future of your own grandchildren. Enough is enough. We do not want this confusion anymore. You have been doing it, and this did not elevate the Anywaa to the progress because of you not signing the letter, because of you writing a condemnation letter, because of you who refused to speak on behalf of the Anywaa, because of you who refused to follow up and get the promise money that president actually promised to build 2 high schools. While you are actually representing your own constituency, you don't want to build nothing. You don't want even to build a hut for the grass in the Anywaa land. So enough is enough. We do not want you. Anywaa disown you. Put your resignation letter today, and now you promised to be appointed as the chief administrative area. It is just a joke. Who are you going to represent in Bibur? Anywaa already exited. They don't want to cooperate. They don't want to work with the Murle anymore. Who are you going to be chief and actually administer? It is not the Anywaa anymore. Consult with the Murle who wanted you to be a chief administrator for them, but not for us as an Anywaa. And it is a lie for you, Joseph Abwala, saying that Motor Hotel is actually dismissed from his position. Who dismissed him? Motor Hotel will be dismissed only by his own people in Pachala, not you, individual in Pibur. So Anywaa already decided to stay by themselves. So Motor will remain in his position, leading the Anywaa. And it is totally lie, as you're saying. Oh, Motor is actually the head of rebel. Rebel for who? Rebelling against who? You're just such a liar. You cannot just continue to lie just to receive go receive the money. That's okay, but don't lie to your own people. And you wanted to just stop their progress. No, you cannot do so. Resign from your post. And I just want to mention this. You actually did this. Just a second. So now you wanted to confuse the Anywaa, and you send. Now there is one boy in Pachala right now holding a gun, wanted to fight with people. You need to know that it is you guys who are bribing those kids to behave like that. If you kill someone in Pachala, you are responsible for it. You, David Okwier, and Joseph Abwala, and Tony Thopia. If that little boy that is just roaming in Pachala right now wanted to kill people, wanted to kill other people, if he got killed, you take responsibility for it. If he killed someone, you take responsibility for it, because he is alone trying to resist, and that's a suicide. He's trying to make a suicide for himself. Where in the world you can fight the entire community? You cannot. But because of the money that is being paid to you, and you're paying that little boy in Pachala, you will be responsible for it. If Anywaa fed up or decided to kill him, you will be responsible for it. If he actually killed anybody, and you 2, 3 of you will be responsible for any Anywaa who get hit, or who is going to be getting hit by a car, by a motorcycle, by anybody, or push any Anywaa politicians got killed, you be responsible. You, David Okwier, you, Joseph Abwala, you, Tony Thopia. For the 9 million SSP, 9 million SSP that you are being bribed by the Murle to kill the Anywaa for it, you will be responsible for any Anywaa to die this recent day. You mark this, you will be responsible for it. 3 of you, because we know now you're betraying your own community. Resign, eat your money at your own house. Okay, Nyokola Yinechwala, I'm calling you. Please share this live. You, Murle, you share this live to everyone. Go share it to your own community. Share this live to everyone. Go share it to your Hello, Nasir Dedujot. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, I cannot hear you guys very well, but you guys, your voice are very clear for people who are actually watching. I want you to continue. We're talking. Ita mungkin itkalam Arabi. Itkalam Arabi. With the message bitak. Nasdel, Joseph Abwala, and Joseph Abwala, ki David Okwier, and Tony Thopia, adom gurush. Joseph Abwala, ado 5 million Sudanese pound. David Okwier, 3 million Sudanese pound. Tony Thopia, 2 million. So all together, almost 9 million. They give them by Murle so that they can actually write the letter. عشان إنه يكتبوا الورقة هم كتبوه مشى ودوا للبريسيدنت عشان يقولوا إنه يعني أنواع كلام الأمة قاموا به ده هم أساسا ما زي ما هم أساسا خطوه في الورقة الأمة كتبوه عشان إنه ما في أنواع يطلع برا من جريتا بيبور ديل كله أشياء الأمة عملوها عشان كده انت ممكن تتكلم عنه ادي مسج بتاعك. So welcome.
اوكي يا تلوكا انا نيجي نكلم بو اصلا دوارا ويو اجانا كدوغ مانا دوارا ويو
Cheni Kidaraba, yes, Cheni Kidaraba.
اوكي
Speak in Arabic.
يا انا بسلم لكم. اول انا بقول بوري اسم بتاعي
Please share the
نيكولا
video. Share the video. Murle, share the video. All the
انا
Anuak share
من
this
أنيوك.
video.
لكن انا مرة بتاع كربينا كوانين بول. انا بودي الرسالة بتاعي لكل جنوبيين في السودان. ولو الرئيس سلفا سمع صوتي كمان انا بتمني ده بيكون كويس. كل ولاد مرليلو سمع صوتي كمان انا بتمني ده كويس. طبعا لما مررنا يوم داك ما كان مررنا يعني عشان نجي نسامر وبعدنا برانا، اتمررنا بكلام بتاع جلابة. لكن زول مواطن في بلد وما بعرف السمار اللي كان عملوا لنا، اللي السياسيين يا هم عارفينه في سمار عملوا لنا. خلاص جينا مررنا قررنا ومررنا بلد بتاعنا برا. في شنو تاني بقينا قاعدين نسامر بعد برانا نينا الجنوبين. قبيلة ممكن يسامر القبيلة تاني، والقبيلة براه ممكن يسامر نفسه براه. وانينا ما عارفينه المشاكل اللي بيننا ده مشاكل زمان لما كان ما مرنا. انينا ما عارفينه عندنا مشاكل بيننا، لانه لو انينا عارفينه زمان عندنا مشاكل بيننا، المشاكل دي كان نتمو قبل لسه ما مرنا في غابة، نتمو برانا بعد نتمو بعد ذاك حتى نيجي نشوفوا مشكلة بتاع جلابة. الليلة طبعا ناس التعبانين في الجنوب في السودان ده نساوين ياو تعبانين، ما اوتكم رجال وكل زول اسا ودير سلام. دايرين تنمية في بلد بتاعنا، دايرين يونيتي، لانه ما في زول بقعد بدون ما عنده جيرانه. انت لما تكون عندك جيران انا متاكد انت يا زول بكون احسن من كتير، لانه لو ما عندك حاجه انت تمشي لجيرانك، بكره كمان جيرانك لو ما عنده حاجه بيجيك. لكن اسانينا زرعنا فتنات بيننا في السودان، وفتنات زرعنا في بيننا ده اجاد نتيجه كله ما في نتيجه، ما في. دايرين حق. انت لما تتكلم حق بتاعك الليله ربنا ذاته بساعدك، لكن لما ناكم بعد بالكذب انا متاكد ربنا ما بدينا ذاته بلد بتاعنا ده يطلع برا. وكلام بتاعي ده بمشي لولانا ولا تنيوك. كلام بتاعي بمشي لجون أبولا قريب معي، وكلام بتاعي بمشي لتوني، وكلام بتاعي بمشي لديفيد اوكوير. ديفيد اوكوير وما بعرف لما كان ناس في غابه وما كان معنا في غابه. ديفيد اوكوير في السودان وانا بعرف ديفيد اوكوير ده زول كويس، حتى لما هو كان قاعد في خرطوم يعني لما يشوفك انت من انيواك بيجي بيستقبلك كويس يعني وبيسلمك كويس. حتى سنين اللي كان عملوا اندبندنت ديفيد اوكوير جا في اسفيالة هنا. انا متاكد عنده مجامله كويس مع انيواك. انا متاكد خلال شهرين ولا خلال شهر واحد يا قام قلبوا راسه زي ورل. وانا رسلت صوتي اول امبارح قلت له انكل انت امرك بنفسك في وراولات الصغار ديل. انا ما اعرف جون لو اسا قتل ناس في فشله بعدين فايده بتاعه بكون شنو؟ وظيفه له ديرو له وظيفه ده قالوا له انت ما قتلت انواع انت ما بلقى وظيفه ده. لانه انا بشوف هسه سنه 2016 مو ناس انواع قتل بعضهم برام وقتلهم قتل بهم بعضهم، حتى الان سانينا ما عارفينه ده شنو صادمهم تقريبا يعني كم و40 ماتوا. انا اللي بكلم ده انا عندي ولاد كالي 2 ماتوا في شكل ده. خلاص نقلوا دي الفاتوا خلاص زي ما عرب قال الفات لا يوعد. وانا بكلم ده انا بكلم الام. انا الام لا انت اتى جنا بتاع مرلي ذاته انا ما بكون مقصود جنا بتاع مرلي يموت. مرلي ذاته انا ما بكون مقصود عشان مرلي يجي يموت، لانه كلنا يعني انينا بنادم. انا اللي بكلم جنبكم هنا ده انا ولدت في بلد مرلي، ولدوني في بلد مرلي. انا متاكد انا جيت في بلد انيواك 74 حتى ولاد مرلي تاني ناس هم عارفينه. ولو كان ناس يعني زي بلد خواجه انا كان بكون انا عندي باسبور باسم بيبور، لكن بس بقول انا انيواكاوي لكن باسبور بتاعي بكون باسم بيبور. زي جون أبولا لو أدلو قروش ده يأكلوا براه وما يلقبض ناس ما في زول من لو قال يا جون أبولا أنت ما تمشي تقعد في جريتا بيبور. جريتا بيبور ده جنوب ده بلد بتاعنا ما في زول بمنو يقولوا ما يمشي يقعد ودار يمشي يقعد في جريتا بيبور يمشي يقعد. من الناس بتاع جريتا بيبور كمان لو في ناس دايرين يجي يقعد مع نان ونينا ناس نيوات يجي يقعد لأنه ما بنخرة وبعد الكلام كله الكثير اللي جاب بين ناسا ده كلام قتل لأنه ناس مرلي البسيطين فعلا. أنا ما بقول ده مرلي كله لأنه ما في بنادم بقلقوا في الدنيا هنا يكون 100% ما في 50 ممكن يكون كويس و50 ممكن يكون بطال. وعليه المرلي البسيطين ده لو كان هم دايرين يسمعوا من معلمهم مع نيوك يوم ده ما مفروض يعني هم بيكونوا مسمر أتلان بقتلوا في جنة بشيلوا في جنة وبقتلوا في زول. لو مرة ذات شال الجنة بتاعه وبقى يعني هو بمسك الجنة بتاعه قوي بضربه. وده حتى في قانون بتاع العالم قتل بتاع جنة ولا قتل بتاع مرة ده قطر. وحاليا المرلي ما بسمعوا ولو ناس نيوك كمان هم بكرة مرلي سنين ده كله كانوا من ما بقعد مع مرلي لما كان هم بيشيلوا يال وبقتلوا ناس. ممكن ناس نيوك كان بمشي باجمهم. اوكي كلام بتاعي بمشي لجون أبولا أساو بقول ليه ناس نيوك بقولوا من دايرين يطلع برام. ناس نيوك ليه ما يطلعوا. ديفيد ياو لما كانوا في جريتا جنجولة موي طلع في جريتا جنجولة قال كان ينادي ساميروم وناس المرلي كان مع ديفيد ياو في مرلي ما قال لي ديفيد ياو لا أنينا ما نمرق برا في جريتا جنجولة كلهم ومن لما كلامهم وايد ومن طلع في جريتا جنجولة وياو مشى في خرطوم مشى دلو أسلحة وجاء شاكل مع حكومة. لما شاكل مع حكومة ياو نادي يوم داك عملوا فيس وجاء دلو حرية بتاعه ودلو قوة بتاعه وناس المرلي بقى أصلا مرتاحين في جريتا بتاعهم. اوكي جل مو مع ناس نيوك في شنو سمار كان هنا ناس يجي سامر بعد. لما كان مرة بتاع نيوك بلدي جنة بتاعه وبلدي يكون فايدة له مع راجل بتاعه ما ولد جنة بتاعه عشان مرلي يجي يسرقوا. مرلي عندهم نساوين بتاع بلدو ذات الرجال بتاع مرلي بلدو مشلا بتاع مرة الإندم ده مرة عشان يمشي يشيلوا جنة بتاع زول تاني ده مرة عشان يقتلوا زول تاني. لو الناس نيوك بقول يا مرلي يا اخواتي خلوا كده قتل بتاع الناس كده نقعدوا كده في يونيتي نكونوا وايد. لو في مشكلة أصل ما في زول ما بشاكل حتى زول معكو بشاكل ممكن ناس بقعد وبكلموا كلام ده. لو نيوك ياو كلتان بيقولوا لي نيوك ياو كلتان مرلي كلتان يقولوا لي مرلي كلتان زي ما كان زمان لما كان كنا في بيبور زمن بتاع سلطان أغادا في مشاكل سيد بسيط باصل بين مرلي ونيوك. سلطان أغادا بقوم في وطالة بمشي لبيبور بمشي بقابل مع سلطان باتي بوجي ومن بكلم بكرة كلامات ده بوقف وقتل كان ما مسمر زي سنين ديل ما مسمر زي سنين ديل أصلا.
Buragwa, yes, request Maria Jura, no lanyati. When you call no line, I'm going to call you. I will call you, Buragwa. I got your request. Thank you.
والقتل ما كان مسمر ما كان مسمر زي ما عصى في سنين ده. القتل مسمر جون أبولا أوكي أمبارح أول كل 3 يوم في ولد شالوا في أجوارة أنتوا ناس بتاعس فيها اللي أنتوا عارفين منطقة أجوارة بوين شالوا ولد 12 سنة وولد الشالو ده كان قاعد في بيت جون أبولا يوم ده كان قاعد في بيت جون أبولا سو قال لي ديفيد يا ولا قال لي لقلي جنا الشالو ده قريب معي قال جنا ده رجعوا. أنا ما بكلم مع عيال الشالو في السنين الفات ولا في شهور الفات أنا ما بكلم جنا الشالو كل 3 يوم هو قال لي ناس اللي رجعوا ناس ما يجي ياكم ناس ياكم بعدهم بكذب كله أنينا نسوان كله إيه مرة ولا كان مرة مرلي أسده عنده حق ويكلم حق بتاعه وبعرف كمان وجه بتاع جنا ممكن يقول سيا يا جماعة يعني جنا زول ما بيشيلوا أنت تشوف ذاتها سيدية لما نيجي يشيل جنا بتاع جداد بيجربوا عشان يطير يمشي يجيب جناو لكن لما يكون ما عنده طاقة وما بقدر يجيب جنا بتاعه يعني ناس بقى زعجانين زيادة أتا طيور أتا أسماك في بار ذاته بقى زعجانين بكلام المرلي البسيط بعملوا ده بقى ناس بقى زعجانين زيادة ما في زول ما بريد بقر أنواع كمان هم بريد بقر أنواع بريد يال لما كان يعني أنت راجل مرة أنت تزوج مرة بتاعك عشان تلدي جنا مش عشان زول تاني يقتله مش عشان زول تاني يجي يشيله علي مرلي لو كان هم قاعدين كويس مع الناس أنا متأكد ناس أنواع ما عندهم مشكلة معهم حتى سنين ده لما كان هم بقتلوا في ناس ما في أنواع قام يوم واحد عشان يمشي في منطقة بتاع بيبور ويهاجم مرلي هناك ما في أنواع قام يوم واحد عشان يمشي في منطقة بتاع ديمو يمشي يشيل جنا مرلي أنينا عارفين الناس أنواعكم أنا عارفين مرلي هم قاعدين وين هم قاعدين قريب معنا لكن ما في يوم واحد زول مشى عشان يمشي يشيل جنا هم بيقولوا طبعا عشان ما بعملوا بمشاكل كله يشوفوا بعدين ممكن بعدين حكومة لو بقى خلاص يعني اللي قالوا طريقة بيجي بقعد معنا بيجي بقعد تيت وبعد ذاك ناس بيجي بكلموا يشوفوا يوقفوا حاجات ديل لأنه حاجات المرلي بعملوا لهم ناس قاعدين يسمع لما نيجي موت زي يوم داب هم ذات اللي بعملوا حاجات ديل ما هم يا بموتوا هم بيجي بمشي بدوس بعدهم بيجي بلقوا مرلي مسكين ساكت قاعد ما بعرف حاجة بيجي بقتلوه يا يجي يشيلوا جناو كمان يا يجي يشيلوا بقر بتاعه وده منو ما فتش مشاكل ده مرلي البسيطين الما بسمع ده واسدانينا كلنا حتى انا ده انا ما عندي مشكله مع مرلي ما عندي مشكله مع مرلي لكن اجي بكلمني بعدين انا بكون عندي مشكله مع مرلي ده كلام كتال ومن ما يقعد يقتل في الناس ومن ما يقعد يشيلوا يال بتاع الناس زمان كان ناس نيوغ ياو كتير من مرلي لكن لما انت تمشي في يوتيوب هسه انت تمشي تشوف ناس المرلي هناك لما ذات انت بعرف لون بتاع انيوغ انت بعرفه لون بتاع نوير انت بلقاو هناك لون بتاع دينكا انت بلقاو مرلي بقى كتير بيال الوم بمشي بسرقه ده ما مرلي على اصل المشاكل مع الناس هسه ده مرلي الملخبط جزء من انيوغ السرقه جزء من دينكا السرقه وجزء من النوير السرقه وهم بمشي بعلم يال بطريقه ما كويس يعني بيشيلوا جنا بمشي بيقولوا لي جنا امك قتلوا امك القتلوا ده انيوغ يا يقولوا امك زول القتلوا ده دينكا يا يقولوا ده نوير لما جنا يكون كبير بمشي بعلم نفسه ومن يمشي يكون جروب يلم نفوسهم جروب يدوق بعضهم بعصايات يقول هسه امي مات نيوغ ياو قتل امي دينكا ياو قتل امي نوير ياو قتل امي انا بمشي بعدين بشد ميل امي لما جنا يكون كبير لازم يجي بعد ذاك لو ما قتلوه مره بتاع نيوغ بقتلوه مره بتاع دينكا يا يقتلوه ينادي يا يقتلوه اسمه شنو ده نويراوي يا يشيلوه جنا عشان كمان يكون بدل زي ما يوم ده كمان ناس مرلي شالوا لانه هم ناس نيوغ قتلوا وجون أبولا أنا قبل أيام أنا كلمتها أنا قلت أنت أنكل ديفيد أوكوير أنت زول كبير أنا ما داير نتكلم حاجات بطال في الجسم بتاعك أنت يا مفروض ذات يا تيجي تلم ناس لو في مشاكل بين الشباب بتاع نيويورك أنت يا تقدر تناديهم وتيجي تكلم معهم تقول لا حاجات ده ما تعملوا كده طريقة نينا نيجي نقلبه ياو ده
اوكي نيوكولا انت قطعتي حاولي ترجعي تاني عشان تكملي كلام بتاعتك نيوكولا ارسلي رسالة تاني عشان انه اجيبك فده مسج لمرلي please those young Murle who are just watching this live, try not to insult nobody. I am leaving you right now with all these the insults that you're doing. The boy called Krok, just I wanted you to listen to this, to the concern of the Anuak, so that you can go and convey this message to your fathers or your grandfathers. Otherwise, I would have actually blocked you. But please, do not insult. We're talking an intellectual show here, not a primitive way. We're speaking the truth. So ita matshitim. حاول انه انت تسمع عشان تشيل لايف ده مشي وديه برضه لمرلي عشان هم يقدر يسمعوا الما عندهم فيسبوك عشان يقدر يمشي يسمعوا. وانتوا تعرفوا يعني تمام يعني، بس رأيتوا لازم تعرفوا مرلي لازم يعرف على اساس انه يعني حاجات اللي قاعد تعملوا ده ما صح. بعدين في شنو بالضبط كده؟ في شنو انيواك بيكون ديروا لمرلي؟ مرلي عندهم شنو على انيواك بيكونوا عايزينه منه؟ interest. Where is the interest? مرلي عايزين أنا عشان إنه ما عايزين عشان يجيبوا أبقارهم وكده لموضوع بتاعت الموية والأكل بتاعت الأبقار. حتى الأكل بتاعهم ذاته لأنه مرلي ما قاعد يزروا. انتوا ما قاعدين تزروا عشان كنتوا محتاجين لحنيوك عشان إنه هم يقدر يعني يقول جن ريكوست سينيور ريكوست عشان تقدر تاكلوا. لكن as a return ده شنو انيوك عايزينه منه؟ انتوا شفتوا انيوك جوبا كداري يوم واحد عشان يجوا لمرلي لين لبيبور. واي؟ لماذا لم يحصل؟ ليه؟ لانه ما في حاجه. So it is one way interest here. It is only one way interest. Murle interest is just to be in the Anuak of the Anuak land so they can be able to graze their cattle, so that they can come and get food. Because there is a lack of food, lack of grazing, lack of water in the Murle land. As a return, what do Anuak lack that they really wanted to get from the Murle? There is nothing. And yet, you guys don't think about all this. So now enough is enough. Let's see now, Anuak youth have got up. They want to seal their borders. And no more Murle to come in the Anuak land. Let's just go and see within 2 or 3 or 4 years, without interacting to each other, and see which community is going to survive. I think the Murle survival, it depends on the Anuak. You depend on the Anuak for everything. Your own life depends on the Anuak. So now we're going to cut this off. You cannot just breathe through us, and yet you're killing us. You don't even appreciate what we're doing to you. So enough, it is enough. Your problem with us is simple, because we are capable of solving it. But our problem, the bigger problem, is with the President Salva Kiir. We want President Salva Kiir Mayardit not to ignore this message. If he ignores this message, the Anuak will no longer be a citizen of South Sudan. The Anuak will exit and go and join their brothers and sisters who the fake British colonial just put the border in. We don't have any border. The Anuak, Nanahasa Anuak wagifin Safa. Itulu famin the Anuak wagifin Safa, lakin Anuak derin gifu tiba. Zamanatu inu Anuak derin khutu krenu fumalwai. That's it. Lakin izakan inu President Salva Kiir Mayardit knows the concern of the citizen. He needs to respond to this request, create administrative area for the Anuak. If not, consider the Anuak kingdom as have a special status under its own presidency. Those are the only two things that will let the Anuak remain as a Southern Sudanese in Sudan, in South Sudan. Else, Anywaa will go with their entire land. We're going to join our brothers and sisters in Ethiopia, in Gambela. There is no any problem at all. And then we can seal our borders. We will go with our entire land. Anywaa decided their fate. They cannot wait for anybody. Nyokola, send your request. Nyokola, please send your request. Send your request. I'm hosting this live now in English today and Arabic tomorrow, today and in Arabic and English. But tomorrow we're going to be hosting it. We're going to be hosting it. You guys don't have any sympathy at all. You do not appreciate the Anywaa. It is the very Anywaa. It is the very Anywaa tribe. It is the very Anywaa land who gave access to the Southern Sudanese to gain this independence. The rebellion of Anyanya 1, hosted by the Anywaa in their own land. The rebellion of the Anyanya, too, hosted by the Anyak in the Anyak land. Until South Sudan become independent today. But no appreciation. And instead, you marginalizing the Anyak to the point that you wanted to finish them so that you can take the land. This is a joke. Anyak are surviving. If we're not going to be considered for the land that we fought for, our fathers fought for it, we will exit with all our land and join our brothers and sisters in Ethiopia. This is not a joke, and President must think twice to consider the Anyak demand. Only two things. We're demanding to have our own administrative area with Jir Kashifo and Anyak within South Sudan country. If not at all, consider the Anyak kingdom. The Anyak kingdom, give them a special status under the president of Salva Kiir Mayardit within the South Sudan country. If we're not being considered, no problem. No problem at all. The Anyak are not going to be fighting with the government of South Sudan. In the simplest way, we're just going to seal our border, declare ourselves as an Ethiopian, period. That, it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't need much. It doesn't need nothing to declare ourselves as an Ethiopian. This is a message everyone need to know. All the Southern Sudanese need to know this. We cannot live under this marginalization. Not because we're not capable of doing anything. We have a capability to chase the Murle out from people, from greater people. They have capacity. This young generation have capacity to do so. But is that something that we wish to do, all of us wish to do? Not at all. I don't think it is. But Murle have to think twice now. We're going to seal our borders and let things about the survival. We had refused to have conflict with Murle for so many years. Murle will come every day, every year, every season, kill, abduct, and stole. Every single year. And majority of time now, it happened to be they are even being sent by the politicians themselves. People like David Okwier and the rest. You sending the poor Murle. How many have lost their life when they come, when they're found? It is not easy, but they're getting away with so many kids and no response. I think enough is enough. This year, this season, now on, Anywaa would not accept this. We refuse. We want to get out. No peace between us, and we want president to do so. Anyways, send your request, please. Send your request. Buragwa, I'm calling you. Buragwa, I'm calling you. Buragwa, I'm calling you.
Yes, yeah, I can.
Did you judge?
Yeah, very dear.
Okay, welcome, Bur, welcome. So,
yeah, kapel gina to tan abachan lu mudwang koro inapua koro inito wuru tio gin ber janwai begin poi be got the bereno.
Can you speak English or Arabic?
Lanman chana kada nywachi lanman chigi chana ji jogo kwani she.
Okay, what channel tini check you channel kata gina tijon.
Tia kada ke check here. Koro gina to gina chana gin go gina wa kan ji gona bungu wo bere bay kora wo ge per ka per ne nga joy na dakke ni ngi chani kanya didi kritung wuri ka per ji mo na dako yini yina koy lwak koro maya jogo na dak no wongi kago bangin mi ge ba ka bere ake jami ngici ne kare do koro manna ma jibi na ka ji ke chiri bet moy ne bandoki kil angande kuchego koro ji bet gini taw gidi taw ginu konyo dana ma kir konyo bere bani chani koro jogo ginu konyo ko batek mari wi kir de gripi mi wi chari chara ka pre jogo na deko do na deko ginma gin jami ngici maye to ne ma kir goro de ko dana ma kir goro bere de ko na jami ko kabere mane uchan jisu kare bagini ginu goro ko batek mari gini towe grade before towe ngici to jaw gina wo ke pre awar me wo ngidi ina ma jawana tiere ke be jonu ko na ji muni tiere amanya ne kura ne ching mugi ne gina de mugi ne kura kora na bu boye dedi ina manu boye dedi do me joy go wo kira mana go de chani ka didi kel kora mar so Sudan mana go de komisal paen ke ngai agina ne puy kati ini tawe nu ber pachala ketere enu ker pachala kel tier ko tawe nu tijie juro to kel wala na to ne tijie juro gi be giu mani be gia kom ni be giu mani na nyma ne tuyi gini ne gwiza nyma ne gat korana nyma ne tuyi ne ginu mani ne tiji ne rani for example ne adio a war me digi mati chwa da nyma ginu chwa gambele ginangati ginu choli ginangati na giya mana kong chwa gambele de kong aranya nyma ki dedi giya mana chik chwa ginangati mani ko mi gina lo achiri ko anya mo ko manya go ne chigi ne gina mana ne chigiranya wuni witu ku gadu guna nyma wunu no kon jogi ji wudedu a jibi gina de dugu wudedu kora ginu tiyu kru obo man ga jibi obo mer to jon man to ba jibi to na jibi ne na ni nyene na no mana be tagi o mer ga jibi o man nyene ni dana mo to ne na o mer ki ene dano anya to ba yini ke be di chara to yina dir ke dir yina ukwalwa adili ya gina ne ti ke pra nyai for example ge bere ngoma nyai so Sudan wo ko ngoma nyai ge chama jama nyai agina ne ti adili gin mere ke je so Sudan ke pra nyai na thank you ke pra nyai ne poti ne wani ba go bere ngopo wo bere ngomu so Sudan wo ko ngomu so Sudan ke no ke chama mo agina ne pot no wani pot ni gina ko
ke per the live motiotio mo ko host ke danwa live mana mayane ti ke dogi mo na riewon ke per message cho bang nure no cho ba jibe ke president so kan mo ko ne no then we will talk about it the come more live ke host ke danwa
okay thank you la mentana ke dinli che ba thank you we know we are no so uchi maya
yes okay thank you okay thank you guys, I'm sorry about that. Yes, this live is actually being hosted in English and Arabic. We will speak Anywaa in a different live show, but today we're speaking somebody here. Yeah, Nyokola is back. Okay, Nyokola, I'm calling you. Okay.
So
yes, Nasib, I want you. Yes, I want. Anadera kachaninu. Tiddi message bitak ubordo tiddi message bitak le president Salva Kiir Mayardit.
Wabe sorry dengan mugo nyam giyarwa taban asafinas yani bufakaru bugulu minkin anina nasa Anywaa gadin nakallamu hina gadin nakara umurle anina ma gadin nakara umurle lano fizol gadi shata mina gibel lu inta taarifu inta murlawi ma ta shata msaket min nas murle bam ci basra go yal beta nas bishilo abugar beta nas lo inda gidra mafruta nadi tugullom ya nasi untu ma tasr go ajad beta nas uma taqtulu nas lano da bijiblena mishla baden lakin kon ma taji winta tiji de shatam nasina ma ta shatam nas ma fi zol ma barif shatima kullu zol barif shatima lakin ma fi kalam bakallamu ba shatima kullu kalam bakallamu ba ganun lo inta da ta shatam masa ana ma ba shatam kana ma arfita ga ta shatam ni gibel walita ba shatam munu ana ma bushatamak lakin ana barjale burutan murle بعدين عشان تسمعوا طبعا معلش الاتصال تلفن لي قبل الهنا بتاعي قطع. طبعا أنينا قاعدين نتكلم هنا ده دايرين حق ودايرين كمان عشان أنينا نقل أجات البطال في بيننا. لو في قدرة نقعد ونكلموا أجات ديل عشان يكون ذاته بيننا ذاته يكون في محبة، لأنه بلد لو ما في يونيتي.
Okay, Jungia. Okot, yes, I know you're going to work. Let's give just 5 minutes for your caller to speak. I'll bring you, so because you're going to work, and then I will continue with your caller. Your caller, go ahead. I'll give you 5 minutes to talk, then we will call Okot.
Okay, yeah. طبعا الناس بكلم هنا ده ناس دايرين يعني قوات الكويس، دايرين يكون في يونيتي بيننا، ودايرين عشان كمان نبدأ بتنمية 200 يعني كم سنة، ويكون في تنمية في بلد بتاعنا ويكون في يونيتي. لكن تعالى ما في حاجات بطال بيننا ونقعد قاعدين نشتم في بالنا ما كويس. أنا أصل رسالة بتاعنا بوديه لسلفا. سلفا أنا قاعد نتكلم هنا ده. أنا اسم بتاعي نيكولا وقوب، وانت بعرفني انا ما بوريك كله انا من وين ولا انا مرة بتاع منو. لكن مش بس انا ما مفروض نجي نتكلم في هنا ده في حاجات البطاله العسل. لكن كل انا سوداني، والشكل ده لما بدا في بور 83 انا كنت فوقه، وشهر 5 لما نيجي زي ده باقي مرات ذات انا قاعد نكون درويش، لانه صوره بتاع شهر 5 لما كان بدا شكله في بور صوره بتاعه طوالي بيجي في راسي. نمرة 2 بتاعه في شكله بتاع ملال قاوس شهر 5 كمان أنا كنت هناك. صورة بتاعه كمان بيجي في راسي. طبعا أنت سلفا في ناس كتير أصلا بقول قال الرئيس ذاته وياو عنده مشكلة ياو قاعد يصادم ناس، لكن زي ما أنا شفته أصلا أجل أصل في بلد بتاع أصلا أنت ما عندك مشكلة فوقه، أنت ما عندك مشكلة فوقه. مشكلة ذاته مننا برانا نينا ناس نيوك ياو عندنا مشكلة ما قاعدين نفهم بعض. أنا ما أعرف ناس نيوكا لو بقول داري يقعد مع مرلي، وناس نيوكا اللي بقول ما دارين يقعد مع مرلي، الهم دارين القاعدين يقعدوا مع مرلي ده. يعني أجات المرلي بعملوا للناس ده هم ما قاعدين يشوفوا، حتى هم ذاته في منطقة بتاع البيبور هم قاعدين فوقه ده قاعدين يشتمون بروتان مرلي. لما الناس يتكلم بعربي يتكلم بإنجليزي في شتيمة هنا قاعدين يشتمون بو، هم ما قاعدين يسمع، ما قاعدين يسمع. مرلي أصلا لو كانوا من بقعد ما بسرق يال وما بقتل ناس ما في زول بخروا. وانت سلفا طبعا ولانا بتاع أنيوا الأسام بتاعه نادو هنا قبل ده. أجل هم عملوا هم قالوا يعني كلام ناس أنيوا قال دارين يطلع في جريتا بيبور هم ما في فوقه. خلاص لو هم ما في فوقه هم يمشي يقعد في بيبور، يمشي يسلم بعضهم في بيبور يقعد مع ناس بتاع بيبور. ناس أنيوا قال دارين يطلع بعضهم برا كلهم يقعد في ميل بتاعهم. لو بعدين هم بكون تعبانين ويرجع لهم في جريتا بيبور عندهم حق يسأل انتو قلتوا شنو يوم داك، انتو قلتوا دايرين تمرقوا برا في جريتا بيبور ليه انتو جي رجعتوا تاني بعد داك ذاته منكم ايه زول بقول عندكم حق. لكن ناس قاعدين يتكلم ده لو ده زول بقول ما داير تنمية. انا متاكد ناس القاعدين يعملوا لقطة في سوق السودان ده ما الناس اللي كان في اسفيا يوم داك. لو كان ده الناس اللي في اسفيا كان بعرف بالضبط، كان بعرف في الدبل لما كان كنا في اسفيا زول تاني بعمل اسبوع بدون اكل، ناس قاعدين ينوم برا اكل ما في، باوضه قاعدين ياكل ناس بكلام شنو باستعمار بتاع جلابه. لو كان ده استعمار بتاعنا نينا جنوبين برانا ما في كان زول بطلع، ما في زول بمشي في غابه، لانه زول كل زول ممكن يقول لا انا ما ماشي. لكن جاب مقلبه استعمار اللي كان قلنا جلابه ملينا جاب مقلبه بقى نينا برانا قاعدين نسامر بالنا. لكن تعالى نينا جنوبين ما بنصدقوا استعمار كله. انتوا حالي مرلي، أنا ما بقول مرلي كله، باقي مرلي ما بسمع ده ما بجيب مود ذاته لأنواع برا ولا بجيب مود لنوير ولا بجيب مود لدينكا. حتى ليكم متو ناس مرلي ذاته بيجي بقتلوكم، حتى هم ذاته دفع ولا مرلي ده ما قاعدين يقتل في بيبور. يوم ده ما هم قتل 19 من ولا مرلي في بيبور، هم مشى نكم بقر بتاع زول. لما زول قال ليه هم مشى شكل قام بينهم هم قتل 19 مشى رمى السابو وتاني عنده سابو مشى رمى السابو وشكل قام هناك من قتل بعضهم. لانه قتل اللي هم قاعدين يعملوا ده ما قاعدين يعملوا لناس ثانيين، حتى بينكم براكم ذاته في بيبور انتوا قاعدين تقتل بعضكم. وانت بريسيدنت كير لو انت داير عشان صوت السودان يكون ده بلد كويس، ناس بتاع اللخبطه ده ما تسمع كلام بتاعهم. انت لو داير بعد كده عشان بلد ده يعني يكون في تنميه فوقه ويونيتي يجي بين المواطنين، اي زول بيجيب لك رابورت بتاعه في مكتب يقول اجا ده كده اجا ده كده، انت تسال اول تقول رابورت اللي انت جبته ده انتم موافقين في كلام ده؟ لو هو بيقول لا هم موافقين ولا ما موافقين، انت تعزل اللجنه، تعزل اللجنه، انت الرسلوا ولا سو كان جابوا الرابورت ده جابوا لك ده من نوير ولا جابوا من دينكا ولا جابوا من انيواك، انت ترسل لجنه ناس اللي انت بعرف الناس ما الناس بتاع لخبطه، ناس اللي بكلم كلام حقيقه لو هم مشى ولا مشى في منطقه فشله يكلم مع مواطنين هناك، بسمع كلام مواطنين بيقولوا، مواطنين بيقولوا في شنو؟ ليه مواطنين بيقولوا من دايرين يمروا برا في جريتا بيبور، وبعد ذاك لما هم يكلم لما الناس اللي انت رسلتها ده لما يجي يجيك بعد ذاك يوروك انت بتعرف بالضبط حقيقه في شنو. ليه ناس قال طلع انت قاعد تسمع كل ما يوم، قاعد تسمع كل ما يوم منطقه في منطقه بتاع فشله بقتلوا ناس، حتى هم مشى لادي منطقه بتاع اثيوبيا قتلوا ناس هناك، لو ناس هناك بتاع اثيوبيا كمان هم جا ودايرين يشاكل معهم، ده ما هم ده كلام يال بتاعهم لانه قتلوهم وشالوا يال بتاعهم، فاميلي واحد كله قتلوه مره واحد حامل. لكن انا ما اعرف القاعد يشتم هنا قبل ده، انا برجع له بعدين. انا ده ندي فرصه للناس، وانت لو انت سميت كلام ده انت انكل سلفا، انا اللي بكلم ده انا نيكولا، وانا انا بكلم يعني موت بوجع في قلبي، حتى مرليلو مات ذاته ده زول بتاعي، جنب بتاع مرليلو مات ده جنب بتاعي، ما في زول بكون كويس مع موت في زمن ده. سدنا دايرين سلام، نا دايرين تنميه 200 يعني عشان بلد بتاعنا ده نمنو 200 نجيب يونيتي في بيننا، يونيتي ما زول تاني ياو بجيبه يعني ناسي في سو السودان، يونيتي ما الرئيس ياو بجيبه لنا، رئيس ما ياو بجيب لنا يونيتي، انينا برانا مواطنين، انينا شعب بتاع جنوب السودان، انينا ياو بجيب يونيتي بيننا. انت كمان لو في قبيله تاني مع قبيله تاني هم في عندهم جيران، ما زول تاني ياو بيجيب لهم يونيتي زي انيواكا سما مرلي، المفروض هم ياو كان بيجيب يونيتي بينهم، يكون في تعاون بينهم. لو في مشكله اصل هم بقعدوا شكل كوميونيتي بتاع مرلي وكوميونيتي بتاع انيواك يقعدوا يكلموا في كلامات اللي كان اصل في بين الناس، وكلامات ده يوقفوا، لانه لو اصل في بين المواطنين بيكون في السلاطين بتاع البلد زي ما زمان قاعد بعملوا ما باتوا بوجوي. وانا بوقف هنا ده ياو كلام انا وريته لك انت سلفا، لو كلام ده انت سميته كلام ده كتوره، الورق اللي جابوا لك ده لو انت قطعته انت قلت لا انت ما بصدق كلام بتاع المواطنين اللي هم قالوا، معناه انت تخطوا في راسك ناس انيواك ما بكون من الجنوب بتاع السودان، ناس انيواك ما بكون في الجنوب بتاع السودان، هم بمشي بسلم نفسهم في دوله ثانيه، حتى في نيجيريا ولا في كينيا ذاته في لو هناك، كينيا في لو هناك شاله في كينيا هم بسلم بعدهم يكون لاجين في كينيا الا مو مع لو هناك، ولا انيواك اللي بقول بقعد مع مرلي هم يقعدوا سودانيس، ما عندنا مشكله مام، وانا بكلم ده انا ما بكره مرلي، موت ذات الجنا مرلي بيجي بموت بوب وجع في قلبي، ده ياو كلام بتاعنا وانا تاني بعدين بيجي بكلم، ده ياو كلام انا قلت لك لو انت قطعت ورقه ده وانت قلت لا انت ما تسمع في كلام الناس مواطنين قالوا هناك ده هم ما دايرين يلموا مع مرلي، خطوا في راسك انينا بكون لاجين بتاع الكينيا، انينا بسلم بعدنا في كينيا يمشي يلمونا مع لوال في كينيا، ونكونوا تبع كينيا لو في حاجه حصل لنا حكومه بتاع كينيا بيجي بعمل دفاع معنا، لو كينيا ابا في دولات كتار ومن دايرين ناس، حتى نيجيريا بنمشي نسلم بعدنا هناك، حتى كونغو بنسلم بعدنا هناك نكونوا تبع كونغو، عشان بالضبط لانه بلد ما باكمو بدمار يا اوزاتو لقباتاتو سواتاتو كله يا دمر سو السودان هسه، سواتاتو لقباتات اللي بيجيبوا رابورت بكذب وبيجي بخطو ناس بتاع سكيورتي ذاته من ما بعرف وين رابورت الحق وين رابورت الكذب، يجي كل حاجات يردموا يلا يقولوا ده سلفا ما بعرف مشكله الاصل برا، لو ده كلام حقيقه لو في مشكله اصل برا اصل ده ولا في حدود هناك سلفا ما بعرف، انتوا ناس بتاع سكيورتي يا ممكن تعرفوا يا تو مشكله الاصل ده بدا من وين ويشوفوا ويمشي مشكله ده يمشي يوقفوا عشان المواطنين يكون عندهم يونيتي بينهم، يعني ما دايرين موت اسد يو ان ما في لو انتوا خطيتوا في راسكم تقولوا ممكن عشان انتوا تجي تصادموا ناس يشاكلوا ويو ان بيجيب اكل، ما في اكل، يو ان ذات اكل اللي بيجيبوا ده ما بيجيبوا مجاني، قروش اليو ان بيجينا ده قروش ده بترول بتاعنا ده بترول ده يا بعدين خواجات بيجي بيشيل باقي منه، الليله انا بكلم ده في ناس جنات بتاع اسفيا لم قبل شويه انا سميته قبل قالوا من جا في نوروي هنا وانا بفتش ميل بتاعهم يوم اثنين لو هم ما رجعوا انا بفتش ميل بتاعهم يوم اثنين انا بمشي لهم في مكتب بتاع اسفيالي انا بمشي بتكلم معهم ما دايرين تاني لخبطه في الجنوب دايرين تنميه ما داير تنميه يشوف طريقه بتاعه يمشي انت سلفه لو انت داير سايشان السودان ده يمشي قدام وقف نفسك من الحاجات اللي بيجيبوا لك بكذب ده تسكل بعداله بعد كده سكل بالصوت بتاع شاب اجى الشاب بيقولوا يا انت تسكل بو ما تسكل بحاجات اللي بيجيبوا بكذب وانا بجي فينا نصيب تنادي وقت وبعد ذاك انا ممكن تاني برجع وشكرا لكم ورا جيم جدو كانيا دي تنادوا باين لو مني وين
Okay,
شكرا
thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mama Nyokola. As you know, she's actually one of the freedom fighters who is being marginalized. One, the Aspele status, and here he is in abroad, unhappy, never visited South Sudan, who she fought for. It's quite difficult. Okay, Okotopap, send your request, please. Send your request. Okotopap, send your request. We have a lot of things to say, and make sure tomorrow I'm going to be hosting a live in Anywaa. Okot, send your request again. Send your request again. It is so shame, very shameful. Shame on David Okwier. Shame on Joseph Abwala. Shame on Tony Thopia to betray their own fellow tribe by writing a letter. Are you serious? Shame on you, Yahi. You're just staying with the thieves? Ajiba, who is stealing, killing your own son, your own brother, your own sister, and yet you really wanted to opt to continue eating with them? And you go home, you will be hearing that your brother, your sister got stolen or abducted? What kind of human being are you? You're going to be disowned by your own community now. You can just stay as a citizen. Okot, send your request, please. Send your request, please. I'm not seeing it. So we need to know this. Guys, the Murle tactics, crying now, trying to justify that, oh, Anywaa and Denka and Nuer have actually come in unity to come and attack Murle. You're just a liar. Anywaa are fed up. They're following their own children who were actually abducted. So do Nuer, so do Denka. There is no any unity against Murle. But Murle have unity against all this tribe doing all this stupid stuff. Okay, Okot, I'm sending you now. Hello?
Hello,
Okay. Okay, well, yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you again for giving me this opportunity. I think our message now is clear. We are sending a message to President Salva Kiir to act on the letter that was sent or posted on social media as an open letter for him to act on it. We come to conclusion that there's no way Anywaa, Kashipo, and Jay will live together in Greater Bibor Administrative with Murle. Murle have to live alone, and we have to live in separate administrative area. Failure to do so, we have a plan B to act on, because we know many letters were written to President Salva Kiir to address the issues affecting our communities, but there was no response. But at this time, we know President always ignore us. He does not want to listen to us. He gave priority to Murle. These are the people in Greater Bipor administrative area he work with. And the other 3 communities, he does not listen to them. But since we have been ignored for too long, we are not going to wait for too long too. If we do not hear from him in a specific time, we will go with plan B. We are leaving South Sudan for good. Since independence of South Sudan, we did not benefit from the country. Our people who fought and those who were injured during the freedom struggle, they die in vain. They die in vain. We did not benefit from South Sudan at all. For example, look at President Salva Kiir cabinet. You will not find Anywaa, you will not find Kashipo, you will not find Jay. Come the same cabinet of President Salva Kiir, even deputy minister or minister of anything, all 3 communities are completely marginalized. So our marginalization is not only in Greater Bipor administrative area, it is start in the office of president or in the cabinet of President Salva Kiir. We are completely marginalized in South Sudan. Now, it is time for South Sudan to know we fed up and we need solution immediately. Failure to act, we are leaving South Sudan with our land, our richest land, we are taking it to Ethiopia. Some of you who don't know Anywaa history, I wrote a book last year titled Unsung Giants Who Fought to Keep Africa Free. For you to know the connection between Anywaa and Ethiopian, I recommend you to read the book so that you know why Anywaa prefer to go to Ethiopia. We were divided against our will, and now it is time for Anywaa to unite in one country of their choice. So the only reason we will not go to Ethiopia if administrative area is granted. If not, we are saying goodbye to South Sudanese, and we have nothing to lose. We are taking our land with us, and we do not even benefit from South Sudan. Nothing, no school, no road, no hospital. South Sudan built nothing in Anywaa area, built nothing in J area, built nothing in Kashipo area. And yet, South Sudan is keep quiet, always supporting Murle. South Sudan is the country where criminal is rewarded. I never heard or seen a country where criminals are rewarded, except in South Sudan. Murle should be punished for killing kids of Anywaa, for killing kids of Kashipo, for killing kids of Jay, for killing kids of Denka, for killing kids of Nuer and Equatorian. Nowhere in South Sudan, Murle did not kidnap or kill people. And yet, Kiir is promoting them to the higher level, appointing them. These are criminals who should not be put in high office. They should be in prison where the criminals are. And yet, they are promoted to the higher level to the point now they have to rule us, criminal ruling us. We are fed up with this. We don't need to have any criminal administrative area anymore. They are kidnappers, cattle wrestlers, and all these people who carry such act must live alone without Anywaa, Kashipo, and Jay with them. We fed up with this, and it is up to you now, President. If you're still supporting them, we are leaving all of you in South Sudan. Let you and Murle live in South Sudan. We are taking our gold, we are taking our oil, and all our natural resources with us. There's no point. Remember, when South Sudan succeed or separate from North, it take everything with it. The same thing, when we are leaving South Sudan, we are taking everything with us. We are not leaving anything. That means we have nothing to lose to go to Ethiopia. So you need to think, we are South Sudanese. We fought for freedom of South Sudan to have an independent country with the rest of South Sudanese. And yet, we did not see or feel any benefit after independence of South Sudan. And now we are requested not even something big, just administrative area. and you kept quiet. And after CPA, after the agreement that was signed in 2018 in Khartoum, you granted Ruang administrative area. And the reason was you don't want your people to be dominated by Nuer. And here, you want Anywaa, Kachipo, and Jay to be not dominated by Murle. So can you see that you treat South Sudanese differently? You don't want your own people to be marginalized, and yet you are pushing other people, thinking that they don't feel anything, they are not marginalized, nothing bad happened. Let them be under Murle, and let Murle kidnap their children, let Murle kill them. We are fed up with this. If you don't act, we will act. That's all I would like to say. Thank you, Ora.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much,
thank you. Give chance to Mother to give the last remark, and then you give it to Abba. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. There are a lot of people I need to call them. So I will let you down and give chance to the others and see if they have anything. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. Bye.
Yeah. Anyways, now it's time. I'll be calling your call again. Anybody else who want to say something, you're welcome to send your request. And also, we will be hosting a live tomorrow in Anywaa, Kedanywa. So we'll be speaking Anywaa language only at that time. But now we're speaking to both languages, English and Arabic, so that message cross to both parties, the president and the Murle themselves. So this is the main reason why we were speaking both languages. Okay, Nyokola, come and finish. Nyokola, come and finish your thought. Ita mumkin ترسل لي رسالة تاني نيوكولا عشان تيجي تكملي كلام بتاعتك وبعدك نمشي ما نمشي كتير كمان يمكن أنا أجيب لكن أنا داير أوريكم إنه ناس اللي قاعدين يتكلموا برا هنا ده بيتكلموا بالصوت بتاع أنيوا community يعني أنيوا الموجودين في موجودين في بشلا أنيوا الموجودين في جوبا دل وأنيوا الموجود في الخارج. الأصوات ده كلهم أصوات الثلاثة كله بيتكلموا كلام واحد. أوكي نيوكولا. Okay, Nasif, yes, I brought you back. Thank you. Yeah, Torginate Marino, finish your thought. Namodegin Michani Chana Kadajul Mutin, Chani directly Nichana Sulfur. Kore no Lichani Sulfur Kadajul, ni Hitio ni Bido, Kore Wirichani, ni Dwogo Jajibe, Nang Gina Wapedo, Mandak Manoa. Gin me ñangi chole beto na chelket bungo woga rok yak chonu tiji rok ko do manang lañ men tiji ko ba ñoo bungir piñ mo lañ bungir ma jodo ka chelke ko ket so manago neti ni tichero bati ni bido wom no gumde le bay
we ko to lañ nam ten we chamot an ran jam ten an chol ni ko lo guk an nyana nyak ko panda to pajala wan ting ran chol karbino kwa nyin bol ada wod yen tin yod wi balwel tong mon jam ten o bagja dede na ada wel raj kalwel ten ala jak pal ke ana wundi jam to ka ki dia nom za ta chi le baben chopin ke jaman tong mon jam ten chan bi malen salfa kir bo ping ya del tang na cha ping rolia ka bal glum ngi jalo ku le wada nyang dan kan ji marte no ana kimar ana totin alo ba ko je long da ya alo ba ko long pandi chan ta bana nyak ke jaman men tin nyak ka chuku ting men ke ko je South Sudan rin ngwane lwel ke anywa ga cha etin ke ko so Sudan lan wan joga haraka kan talata 80 anywa kene mushrikin anywa kene ko jawun ci anyanya tu wan ci dong wong 1972 mon di chola tale anywa kene ci la nyut karbino te den te entin ata bo ben bi jam ke karbino acha bo kwani ape ke jaman men e la bataloy wat kwana anywa kaka wada anywa won ci lagin kaka ran chol David Okwier ujala ran chol John Abwala ujala ran chol Tony Thopia ke ka dia wat kaka ka dia wada anywa ka dia kaka awi ke big to bi boy te ne ko achan bir yam be ben pu pintani pan anywa pa chala che ne pan ci chak pan anywa ke ne pan e riam ja pu pen rum tok ben mina nyanya wan ke riam e pu pen pa chala wan ke ka chron nok 2016 ku kutu ya chupol menti na sa ke ka ben lak bataloy achan bu ko bi ben tor o ga nyak o ki kwej kala o ki kwej murle ku kwej o kwej murle murle lazim bi taw ka nim kwej o kwej murle la ben tin ke murle rer ka na ko kulu ma yom anya mi kwa men jaman ke gi men kalal nin ka dia met aci nya ajwara wane ne riyasa du man de rum tiar koro aci murle aci nya te tuy ko ci rane men ye lele me da ci nya i yen ran cholle jona bola kan aki la murle ku lele ya na ta ko we ka man chang nya ken la bag la du ka wot ba lagin kan hin malen Salva Kiir aca nen ki ko je lak bata e ke ja lo ci man kan bi ko ja dol nim big ni ma tum rot na ci rot nok ba den ka ko ja ben nyuj ku dia ko ko lele o ki nok e ku ma yana na go Salva Kiir en ci wo tum nim kana ki rom ke yin aki rom ke yin nen tum nim wij wa da nyok big nim tum ko ka aki rom ke yin ku ku wij ba lagin na yin tilai na bala ping rol ke jaman men e tuo ton bu ben men ba nyok bi rot ben nok ena cha wij aya delta gi ne dai lai video e ko loy ko yin ne dai adaga warak ci ko toy te tu ran chol David Okwier ku jala ran chol Tony Thopia ku jala John Abwala adaga warak ci ko boy te tu maktab du ku ko ka ci yad maktab ko ji sigbarat ne ke lu ya dil ke de ku bi wij achan ba pani Junub Sudan bu la twen lazim waraga kan bi ngey tinga pat ku du ko temya du ko temba den ku lele no waraga kan acu ku lu san ka we ga nyag we rer ke murle ka ena karka amwen bu rol la ton dola det ku buga ko ji dola det o ci kwej kala o ci kwej murle na yak bi we ga lel wo rer ke murle o wuj mit kwa mit wan ci murle nyaay a wuj ko ma lay ko ci tawa ci le bu ko dok cien lakin mit kwa mit ci murle nyaay a wuj ko yan ran jam kan men woni nar pen wan ci jal kan mit ke karo ci nyaay woni wala na ci nok pen wanten woni wala der kan ci moj lakin ka ci ne ke jamantin ku yin malan Salva kan nga ci le bu jadi namban ene ke dan joku lel wo ga nyak achan wo li fu sura fi so Sudan wo anya ka li fu sura kwa nyoka ci toria mene ke rer kaman ke ga nyak ci ki jami mena ci riyo jane ke riyo ace bay ban ci le bu ko ja rebol ban ko ci le bu ko ja nyagat ban bi ko bu ko gad ban alo ko bi gad ke ga nyak achan ke lui ke ka ko mentin ace ka pat ke ga acin rin fi hukuma ma indum sura kullu fi hukuma murle tana na gokten kama na yen long dien ta lagin kuna cha pingin Salva Kiir ti wijine na chan bag ja dong so Sudan ke gu murle we bu dong o ga nyak o bu lo wijiti dan de rot ya o bu re ba panda pa chala bu rot mu grot o bu yoge ko bu kwan ba den ko yen ke dien ba ja lagin ku yin ta moda pa wana met potini nin malan ti wijine bu kan la twen murle achu ko man en nage ko ku jala nyaay mit ku yin ta moda pa na cha ping rol ni ale ke gi chala bu dor be ben ruon kan.
Thank you.
Ado bang wunyana jado ka nyadi de wara jimi. Kaza yu ngoro tele. Aneta chaka zozo. Aneta chaka zozo, aneta nyukala gi. Zoti ka ki ya budo ka kaza murle yeo. Ka ki ziundi logo tu na do mbal ngata ka dine koroke en korok di men logo ci kutur jang. Ja ku do molo. Irkito na chok murle. Agora dol aru kol ka daito alang yi ci de lang dugna kundi wal nen ni ne olo gacha yo ino ko zo ci murlo la ngeen murle do ca gorde ala ngeen murle do ca rukol anyang murle o gi ca gorde anyang murle o gi ci la nga gorde ka ke ze tol bu ka ke te wal na yi de di walo ga ca dim ka ton no ko de di akomol ci bugla du ne ci tol ngana to ci la ci ñako ca bonna wal do ino ko ñake ten murlen ca dungna ma za balan ngana to karabong ino ko ine den lugo ci kadene koroko anyi yirkitoy do en korok bala ritani wal fi UN fi tange karabang ritani wal di bakte kay jaka domol ngana to domol zo ze jam ma ñak gi ca ron ka jinol min kina jinol la bak ane taw jine ka zo ngana to gon ka zo ze to murleje alang na domine lang na karo alang na karo ka ka domol gon na ma ka zo ka lubung na murle ca dayo ka lubuk kan tingere fo gorzonu ko yoni chini wo ma gorzonu tingere ma to anu wangal nganante avu ka tol murle ca kom gi caga yaw gon na ka zo ngana to ijaka ujine ka na ja domol ngana to ka yoza de nane nyoro nya ko to pi to pi a mi ga murle voyunga tingere mi ga voyunga kai vita do mi tolo inu ko kron ka kele ne krokele inu ko budo gi ci ka bug ni gi nyoro la ka budo rumte ki getele akom kinna arang ni gi nyoro la du no yenyi tol ka ki ya ko gorizi tol dol ci ge ci kulu mayom ka ki ya kuru tol al kulu mayom alang kiri ci la nga badna benen logo ca nyi woyele ma budo dung na nga nan to te ma din na ne ku domal ma budo te de ca ku dom nya nga nan to karabangu jine dom nya neta adom da diro ma budo ka vi te de ca nyak dom ne ca dom nga nan to kadung na tingere ka dom nyin ki yatun ki batun ki ben jijitun ka zekele zor ne cho ye ginu alo gon ni gala nga zeng nunu bu karabangu ko yena gurja lang na kaga mate na nyi te faga ya ko murle ca gorze o ijala bag duwa kol nga nan to ka ke feito ma min kin ka ki ya kai jaddo man ngana to ujine ka zo ngana to ko murle ca do karabang en korokti ne ti kutur jam koron ka te ngana to ngana be ngana to te kutur tuno ige tala du no ngai ci ge ci ko la ngarit ngai murlo rit la bak na bale krita bi bora murle mar rit to rit ni ge la bak akom gi ci ka bu kele ka kitine nyang mori la nga ci murlo la ngarit ma joyi la du no karabang en kulutan ce ñi ti ko la du no fo ci olo te ci go ko mangan gorozin la ci lu la nga ginu alang o ginu lota mala nga ruye ci der ka da ko lang na lota la nga ve inu ko zina ka duwa no ko ka te wo alang na ka rong domine ma bu do dum na tingere ma ku do mal ngana to karaba nga dom nyaneta ka ku ka dom ñi tingere ka dom ñin ki ben batu ne la ki ben yatun ki ben jijitun akom ki ci ka bug na yele ka ki ja ko talla ngana to gon ka dom ngana to gon ka zo ngana to la ngol ka dom inu ko zek zo tano kabil ngana to mate ka cinte de karamong te ka ko ken raja o kal ci ku mate dom nyan azing na tingere ka dom ñin wo inu ko kabil ngana to alang na to te pe lang na karo kala shukran nasib ki jira na chungo kan bungin market ne wunye ne caga duo cek jero janya jimo gono bere ka jiba jori
ber well thank you so much Nasib, thank you wabano reinomo okay rugji mo nak mo gene kri juto no anybody that wanted to say something, it doesn't matter whether you are from Denka or where you are from. You want to say something, I will let you just speak. If you actually have any concerns also about the abductions of the children that Murle are actually doing every day in your area, if you want to say something here, you're welcome to say anything about this. Otherwise, I am going to narrow it down and try to speak last here and close the show. And tomorrow we're going to be hosting another show in Anywaa language. Tomorrow we're going to be hosting another show in Anywaa language again. So if you have anything to say, send your request. I am going to allow you to come and speak in Arabic or in English. And if not, I am going to be speaking here and try to narrow this down so that we can actually close the show. Well, as we speak, I just wanted to mention this again. These three individuals, Deputy Chief Administrative Area, Joseph Abwala, and the MP, David Okwier, who I refuse to call him on today because of what he has been doing, because of his accepting the bribe, because of him going against his own community. I fail to recognize his title today. And this little guy, Tony Thopia, these three individuals who wrote the letter to condemn the Anywaa domain. Okay. Okay, yes. Yes, I'm calling you, Nyon. Nyon, I'm calling you. Thank you. Thank you, Cuz. Okay, Nyon, I am calling you right now. It's adding. I hope you will get a chance. There we go. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? What happened, sir? Okay, send your request again. Send your request again. Send your request again. Duk by Nyon. Okay, you're not interested anymore. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Well, as we already spoken about those three individuals, the letter that they wrote condemning the Anywaa demand is completely condemned as well in the strongest term possible. Anywaa have an agenda. Anywaa are not ready to stay with Murle and Pibor administrative area. Anywaa have decided to stay by themselves due to so many reasons that all of us knows. Abductions, all in these three neighbors, you guys know. The killing on roads, the stealing of cattle, all these Anywaa have fed up. It's not, we cannot reconcile anymore with Murle. We're done. So now, we're asking the President Salva Kiir Mayardit to consider the Anywaa demand. I know there are a lot of things. So many people are accusing Anywaa. Oh, if you guys exited from Greater Pibor administrative area, you go back with Denka. So what? We're not. The letter is not. There is nothing mentioned that we're going back to the Greater Jungule. Anywaa wanted to govern themselves. We exited from Jungule state in a peaceful way, without any problem. And you guys know, I have repeatedly says this. David Okwier, when he actually fought, Deacon, okay, you want to come again? Okay, I'm calling you right now. I call you again. Hello? How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm getting you.
You can hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you introduce yourself? And then you can go ahead if you have been actually listening to the topic.
No, I just came in and I don't have much information, so let's just go ahead. We will catch up with time.
You said, were you actually listening?
Not really. I just came abruptly. Someone
You just
shared it to
came?
me.
So then I don't think you will be able to say anything if you have not been listening. We have been talking for over an hour and so now. and you don't know the topic, I think just listen down, okay? Thank you. Okay, Medo, I thought you already Makur Magok. Okay, Makur Magok. Let me just Makur Magok, I am calling you right now. Hello?
Yes, how are you?
I am doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Have you been watching the show?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I
great.
just tuned in,
So
but
yes,
I
introduce
just tuned in,
yourself
but I
if
got
you have been actually watching the show, and then you go ahead, voice your voice.
I just got your topic, and it's all about Murle. You know, I'm from Dingapur, and the same thing is happening to us. Are you getting me?
Yes. Can
The
you hear
same
this?
thing.
Can you hear this,
Yeah.
guys? Can you show it with a thumbs up if you can
Can
hear
I
his
show
voice?
it? You are getting me clear?
Yes. Yes, they're hearing you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm saying. Sorry. I'm saying. I'm from Dingapur. And the same thing Murle is doing to Anywaa is doing to us. The same thing is doing to Nuer. The same thing even in Eastern Equatorial State. So we are hosted and we are really, really sad for what is happening. It is a long historical that it started during our grandfather duration when they were here. So it is not something new for us,
Okay,
but
just a
it has
second.
become.
Niall, you can send your request. Niall, you can send your request. I'll call you after this guy. Okay, continue.
It has become the worst that we could face. Yesterday, they killed 33 people in Nimili, and they took a lot of cows. Last week, they killed people in Dukpadiet. The same thing is happening in Akobo. I don't know about Anywaa, but I got your topic. The same thing is happening to you guys. So this is not something that we should just keep quiet as this new generation. We need to tackle on this. If government is not doing anything, we have to step up. We have right. Murle is only one tribe. If the government is just watching us, then we have to defend, because the same thing is going to happen to our children. They are going to steal our children. They are going to train them. They are going to come back to kill us. The same thing happening now. Our uncle, they are the one killing us now, the one that they were taking before. So why are we not stepping up and fight for our rights? No one will make it. If us, this generation now, if we start making it, then I'm very sure our children will face a good freedom in their motherland. We have a good land for cultivation. We have a good land for our cows to live. But because of Murle, Dingapur is now in central Equatoria, is now in western Equatoria, the idea in western Barkazal, because they are tolerating everyone. The same thing to you guys. There's a story they say, I don't know if it's true, that you guys, you have surrendered and you give all the cows to the Murle so that they cannot disturb you guys. And they are still coming back to take the children, to train them to come back and kill their brothers tomorrow. So this is not something easy. This is not something that we will just be sitting down and watching. Some people say that the education will change these people, but I don't think so. Because the duration the education will reach to them, so that they can be educated and they can understand the meaningful of life on this planet is very long. Maybe the education is going to reach when children or my children are going to be in Murle. Why don't we fight it now? This is our chance. If government is not doing anything, we have to step up and do something about this. Yeah.
That's true.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, brother. I think we share the same burden. We share the same burden. We share the same hardship. We share the same atrocities that we're actually experiencing in our society, in the Anywaa land. You guys are experiencing that as well. So it is time. It is time. Denka have to do their own. The youth particularly. They have to. They must do something about it. The Anywaa youth must do something about what they have to respond. Anywaa have been quiet for so many years, for over 50 years now. Over 50 years now. So now, this generation cannot tolerate this anymore. It is time to stop this, and in order not to actually elevate it or push it to the next generation, we must stop this. We must stop this. Anywaa are capable of doing it. Anywaa are capable of doing it. Murle knows. They know it. But now Anywaa have to get up. The youth have to get up. But whoever it's only the government of South Sudan to stop this. How is he going to stop it? Government must respond to the demand of the citizen. Government have to respond to the demand of citizen. We cannot just play this game, continue to play this game with Murle, losing our children, losing our wives, losing our people are not farming because of the insecurity that they're actually creating. And not only that, they actually go beyond the border to Ethiopia side, also going to the Anywaa and killing the Anywaa and taking children and doing all this. And this is the most dangerous thing also, just by crossing border. So they're just instigating the problem between the South Sudan and Ethiopia. It's no longer going to be within the community fight. It's going to be the two countries. Would South Sudan handle the fight for the Ethiopia? Is Sulfur ready to do so?
2018, Ethiopia came to their land to took their children. I hope you can remember that, because they also crossed to the other side of Pashala, and they go up to all the way up to Ethiopia. So this is not something easy, and it's not something simple. It is something that if government is not doing anything, we, the citizen of Jonglei State, particular, they are.
You froze. Okay, brother, you froze.
Yeah.
I think somebody called you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you didn't finish your thought, but if you want to just send your request, and so you can finalize it. Send your request and finalize your thoughts. Someone want to say something there? Please send your request. I'm not seeing the requests here. Okay, so now I think I am just going to make it only 5 minutes, so that we can finish. I don't want to make it so long, a live of 2 or 3 or 4 hours. No, I don't want to do that. And I think it's already there. Let me just try to call Medo for 5 minutes as well. Medo, I am calling you right now. Okay. Yes, I think we want to narrow this down, give you around 5 minutes so that you can finish and conclude.
Hello, yeah, I think you hear me now, huh? You hear me there, Diro?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Can you
Yeah.
hear me though, guys? Can you show it with the thumbs up? If you can hear me though. Okay, okay. Okay, Meadow, go ahead. Precisely.
Yeah, exactly. My name is Meda. I was very impressed to hear some other people who are not Anuak too talking about the Murle atrocity. So we know about the Murle atrocity. The atrocity is not the only solution. So Murle, even though Anuak are given administrative area, Murle not going to stop. Like the way they go all the way up to Ethiopia, it's not going to stop. So the only thing now, like what you said at Zero, you talk too much, that we need to separate from Murle. So the issue of separating, there's evidence that the President Kiir may ignore it, may just delay, or it's not doing nothing about that. So the issue of going to Ethiopia, you cannot just go like that. The easy way to go there, if you leave your land. But anything to do going with your land is something different because you have to change the international border. So we in the diaspora, what we need to do, we need to convene, especially we in the US, we have the senators from each state. We need to convene the UN, the United Nations
Hello,
headquarters.
boy, I see you.
So we need, especially within diaspora, to convene the United Nations so that if they approve, they authorize the resolution to conduct a referendum, because you cannot just go with the land changing the border. It's against international law unless there's a referendum authorized by the UN convention. So what we need to do, not just talking about going to Ethiopia. First, let's try to talk to the UN, if the UN can support that. And the main thing on the ground, if there's a pressure on the ground, like what youth now fighting the youth of the Murle. As our brother, one of our brother from Bor said that we've been, like Adira said too, we've been quiet. But as we speak now, for the last 2 months, we are active now, putting the pressure on Murle. The Murle already lost a lot of land. You go, the Murle used to be in Fokok, in Langora, Buma area, Jom, by Fochala area. As we speak now, all the Murle migrate toward Bibur. If the Bur and the Low were doing the same thing for the last few months, there would have been no Murle as we speak now in Bibur area. They would have been all in Juba. So in this, the issue of displacing Murle is easy. If the Dingabur start this week, the next week all the Murle
okay,
will.
just a second. Quota check. Yes, send your request, please. Send your request.
So my message to the Dingabur and the Low, if you guys act now, we are already doing a lot of things. We are already pushing Murle toward Buma. Nyalangora for Coke, those of Buma area, Juam, Ukelo, it's empty now. There's no Murle there, even Achua. So if you guys ready to do something now, by next week or next month, all the Murle are going to be in Juba or going to be in Kenya, Uganda. We know that how to deal with them. They are our neighbors. We've been with them for the last almost 2 years. So the issue of that, we're not quite like the way we used to be. This is the message I want to tell our brother. If you want to do something, don't wait. Try to act as soon as possible so that the Murle should be sent, all of them, to refugee camp. So back to our message and our solution. So we need to, engage the UN headquarters. This is my message for the resolution, for the referendum. We cannot just make a referendum without authorization from the UN, because this is going to be serious. Kir is going to ignore, is going to keep quiet. He doesn't listen to us. If we were a Dinka, if Anywaa now and Jay, one of the clan from the Monjiang tribe, he would be serious and take action. Or if we threaten his government, Kir would have respond. But where I know, Anywaa, Jay, and Kaship are peaceful. They are not going to threaten Kir government. And our President Kir, Ben Kir Mayadit, will keep quiet, that's what I know. So we're not going to waste time. We're not going to bother him. Saying he doesn't interest. It's not interesting. It's more for his friendship with the Murle. So it's fine, not a problem. Let us try to focus how to convene UN to authorize a referendum, because we're going to have a referendum. These 3 tribes are going to vote. When we vote, that's how we can move to Gambela. We cannot just move with a referendum authorized by the UN. This is the focus. We need to focus on that. So if there's no UN, we declare it. They will say that Ethiopian is invading South Sudan. Then Ethiopia will be condemned. So we need the UN to authorize, or otherwise we need the youth to have a pressure on the ground. If we control more land on the ground, then we raise up the flag. Maybe the UN will involve, and they will be legally authorized to be part of Gambela through a referendum, not just through individual tribe declaration. That's my message, my advice. So let's talk about how to convene the UN to authorize their self-determination before we move to Gambela. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Medo. Thank you for your last remark. All right. There are caught a check. You said you want to say something. I cannot call you. You just send your request, please. Send your request, and then I will add you. And if not, I will be just going to the conclusion so that we can close this show. I will be making another show in Anywaa language, maybe tomorrow. I will notify you with the time frame. Let me see. Okay.
It's 1 o'clock.
If you're not there, I think I am going to be concluding this as such. First, the letter written by David Okwier, John Joseph Abwala, and Tony Thopia is completely condemned to the strongest term possible. Niall, you wanted to come. I want you to send a request. Send a request. There is a button. There is a button that has two heads. In the middle on your right side, please click on this button. I can be able to see you here. I will see your request, and then I will add you. Niall Lual Yach. Niall Lual Yach. You wanted to say something? Okay, I see. Matopa Kor. Okay. Okay, Uncle Bernardo, I'm calling you now.
Thank you very much, Joseph.
Welcome, Uncle.
Okay, Dora Wing?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, sorry. Thank you very much, Adiro, and thank you to all the viewers. In fact, time has come for the voice of the voiceless to be heard. I'm talking the voice of the voiceless of Anywaa to be heard. We are saying enough is enough for all these atrocities to be minimized or eradicated. I know our government is doing very, very little to stop these atrocities. Continuation of abduction of children, killing innocent people all the time, cattle raiding all the time, from all the neighbors, from Anywaa, from Nuer, from Denka, from Mangala, even inside Ethiopia. But the government is doing very, very little about this. But today I'm really thankful for all of us to talk loudly and clearly to the people of South Sudan, and even to outsiders, because abduction of children is not allowed everywhere worldwide. Imagine our people, Murle, they exit from Bor. One of the reasons was They said marginalization by Denka Bor. But now listen carefully to what they did to Anywaa of Peshala. They were appointed several times as a chief administrator of for Greater Pibor administrative area, 7 times. All the time, Anywaa are deputy, either deputy governor, deputy speaker, deputy mayor. Everything is deputy, deputy, deputy. But what they mentioned in Jungule State, they said they exited from Jungule because of marginalization. They went and marginalized Anywaa also. And not only that, they are eating together, staying together in the office, but killing the son and daughters of Anywaa. I'm really disappointed of these behaviors. But our government is doing very little, very late. The government also is accused by supporting Murle in most cases. Accused by Denka Bor, by Murle, by Anywaa, because they are not forming a committee of neutral body to go and find out why Murle are continuously abducting the children of the neighbors. Why? The government is doing it, is not doing it. Finally, because I came very late, finally, Anywaa also remain in Jungule State from Akok. They are also marginalized by these 2 ethnic groups, the Nuer, the Denka. Listen to me carefully. Imagine 19 executive positions of Greater Jungule or Jungule State. We have only 3 ethnic groups: the Anywaa, the Denka, the Nuer, alphabetically. A come first, alphabetically. The Anywaa, the Denka, the Nuer. These are only 3 ethnic groups. We have 19 executive positions in Jungule State. Governor is Nuer, deputy governor is Denka. 17 ministers are divided between Denka and Nuer. Anywaa also means they are also marginalized in Jungule State. They are marginalized here by Murle. They are also marginalized by 2 ethnic groups in Jungule State. You remember this, during the war of liberation, we were singing a very good song: justice, equality, and freedom. Justice, equality, and freedom. Is that happening now? It's not. Okay, finally, I want to introduce myself. I'm Honorable Barnaba Okoingelo, Member of Parliament, Jungule State. Thank you very much. I came late, and that is enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you for the message. I think this message basically is going to the people who are marginalizing others. We cannot fall short. The marginalization is not good for anybody. And therefore, we must speak it very loudly and clearly. So thank you. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for your participation. Okay. Much appreciated. Well, thank you so much, guys. Just continue to listen, continue to be here to support us, to support this live as well. But I think I am going to conclude this. As such, guys, Anyak are being marginalized. Are marginalized in Greater People Administrative Area, marginalized in Greater Jungule by these two tribes, the Denka and the Nuer, who are actually holding the government positions in executive or executive position that actually given to 3 tribes, which was supposedly to be the Anuak and Denka and Nuer. It is unfortunate. Obangabui, okay. Okay, thank you. Obangabui, I'm just calling you from Kenya. I'm adding you right now, Obang. Yeah, how are you doing?
Ana good, Berda.
Are you still? Are you still at Elisa? At Elisa as well? At Elisa, Kenya.
I apurana Kenya gan.
Okay. Well, thank you. Inuto, you were listening, right?
Yep, I am listening here.
Okay. So yes, I want to give you a chance to go ahead and say your reaction, your opinion. So, camera, you know, to monitor by camera.
Okay. Open up.
Yes.
Abunini gono.
Kidmalo. Nina we kere. Yes.
Abunini
Oh, ina maldej. Ina maldej. Yeah. Channel. That's it. Put we kajano. That's it. Now you can talk. You can talk. You can talk in English and Arabic. English and Arabic.
No, I have Arabic.
Yes, go ahead.
عشان ناس كتير يسمع لأنه السودانيين كتير ما بعرف إنجليزي.
Yes.
أجي أنا داير نتكلم زمن دوا كان ناس قاعد يعمل fighting لسو السودان هو بتاعنا كلنا سو السودان يعمل independent أي زول يلقى حق بتاعه. لكن لما سو السودان يعمل independent أجي الناس تانيين يعملوا شنو؟ الأجل في Ata Gwan Arab Zato, bigger ascent min Mahu, so Sudan are independent right now. Because Jamaat Tanin, Bamul pushing like a bile Tanin, and Yadla min Sudan, min South Sudan. Ata generalization, bigger actor min Nalua kan Nazma Arab. For example, Murle bigger actor, bigger back to Naz Katir, actor min Makan Zamandak. A suburb Lua Kala Murle Yaktulchuno. Ukuma wagi mao. Ukuma zara bita so Sudan. Salva Kiir zara wagi mao. Luma so lukan. Salva Kiir ma wagi mao le. Ashan kire kan murle ma ba mulajat zere. Sila gari el gaw min wen. Zakiya da gari el gaw min wen. Ma kulwal ma Salva Kiir u gari jib sila minnu. Kalam de ma iduzu. Agiga pimelo wasa nina muksutin jidid achan denga pura sajira legatoria de kalam da munu ukuma zado inda jet piu yeddo yet piu achan kede jungule ma bukun piu pis luna jungule zaro ma gamu pok utein kaman nuer ma denga biga bamul majaralais kaman le anyu agal kan fadal mao ata nuer shala aradi bita anyu usal fakir target ma bakallam position kullu bita anyak shalo ma fi anyak kede bukun fi munsab aku min 200 nuera sa gaden matta be ajat kullu ukuwa bita so Sudan ma bakallam anyak bita fashala deputy min zaman kullu sena deputy ata mil kasil zada bukun deputy ata fi milakil zada kali kudu deputy fi mil musra zada bukali kudu deputy da hukuma ya hukuma ya nas bakallamu fiu قال فيه كوفي بيبور الناس اللي بارغاري ياكلوا باسام الناس ديل اللي هو بيكونوا مرتاحين بكرامه بتاع السودان ناس ثانيين ما مرتاحين من كلامه هو الحكومه قال يعمل ده حكومه جايزه باللوتين وجابت رابيليزم وجاب قتل بتاع الناس وده ما حكومه اللي كان دينا قاعدين نفكروا فيه من زمان ما حكومه ذات الناس ياكلوا عشانه Muja shan kide hukuma bugi manas tani na shanu gabila bitai ana shan ana bukun manas de ashan uzul de ana balga minu warki wara balga dab minu de hukuma de ba hukuma ta so Sudan mangluma gir rai bitau de ma fi country luma shi batariya huwa shan indana wala buyi fi hukuma ana balga Uncle Joe de ma hukuma bamshi fiu so Sudan de nina dere no kun kwez lazim aizul soto yasmao lazim aizul yalga hagu bitao wala yishira radhi bitao be guwa wala yishira jana bitao be guwa wala yaktulu mara bitao wala yaktulu itazado يكون في security ويكون في justice ورا accountability. That's why Sudan ina gane kallam fiu da luma wa gamna jadel ma fi country. Ata looting zaro fi hukuma achan ma fi justice. Ma fi accountability. Lano luma fi ajade ma fi government rule of law. Asa murlele biga fuwa zere biga baktul ala kepu. Uma fi jesh ما في بوليس ما في وايلد لايف ونادر ما شايلين سلاح بس فوق ده حكومه يا كلاغو اتلان تايم ده اسا اوتو يا دنكا ولا نياك لودو ما قوم فوق في تايم ده اوتو ما دنكا بور بذات وانياك بتاع فشلا واكوبو لوما قام فوق عشان نيارزل غورو غاري شيرو وغاري يقتلوا ده ما بكونوا في الدنيا ده ما كانت ما موتو بسلاح ما يتبو موتو سلو موتو for anyone زول بشيل جنا بتاعك وبشيل أراضي بتاعك وبقتلك ده زول ده أكوك ده ما أكوك كل الناس اللي هو قاعد يأكلوا ده هم بيجرجروا لسالفة كيل كان هناك ده قاعد يعمل كلام فاري مرلي ناس كويسين على كيفه كل يوم شيء ما مرلي بتاعهم ده كمان برضو مجرلايز هم قاعد يسووا بيقولوا ده there must be solution next time ما كانوا حكومة جاي لو ما فضل أن يواد هو بطالب بأراضي نوير هو متمتع فيه ده بتاع كوب هم شالينه بقوة ده there must be time for everything مو تقولوا هذا في government 19 position يشيلوا 2 قبائل شيل ديبتي أنا بشيل لو زول الموصول شيل ده أنا بشيل ده ما قسموا ده A و B بس ما يقولوا 3 ما وزارة ما ديرنا نياك في جنگله ما يكلموا لو ما ديرنا نياك زاد في بيبور ما يكلموا أسدين كده هم بيجري بيجاي بمشي منين يقتلوا ناس في يسي كاتوريا هم جاري من مرلين ونوير كمان برضو بمشي كمان بعمل تريد لأنيا كمان برضو زيرة وكوما ساكت هم الناس بيقولها الناس كايفين يا جماعة هنا الناس شاكلنا سوا ونينا ناس أخوان ولو كان كايفين ليش شاكلنا ما جلاوة سوا وأصلا من جال للتقسيم للأكل نوير بس جاء بس يا أخي شيل جزء شيل هاب يا دينكا أنا بشيل هاب أنت في حكومة فوق سالفة كير بيجر ريس ديبتي بتاعه نوير لو بيجر ريس دينكا نعم بتاعه نوير لو بيجر ريس لو بيجر زول موصول ديبتي بتاعه دينكا وده طريقة ده ترابيليز يعملوا ده قاعد يسوي جوا ده وده بيسووا كمان برضو لما جرالايز ده أنا مرقنا لجلاوة ولا شنو مش عشان مجرالايز ده كلام ده أنا موصول شديد أنا نكلم عشان الناس تاني يسمع الصوت بتاعي وانا كمان برضو كلام ده ما بجيب أنا لازم يكون في شيء must be change ما قولنا مرتاحين منه كلنا لو أنت مرتاح عشان أنت قاعد تعمل looting ده government أنا ما مرتاحين أنت قاعد تعمل looting must be just the next time ما كان 10 سنة ورا 30 سنة there must be just الناس اللي هو سرقوا والناس اللي قاعد يقتلوا ناس must bring in logistic ده فوضى ده كله government ياو يدو فيه لو government يدو فيه كان بتكلم لكن government الكوايت ده بتاع سلفكير ميار دي أمول لبسه كوايت for how long واسا ما كان الناس تاني يمرقوا من بلد ناس سو السودان بيجا أي زول ما يتلو قال سو السودان يتدير نكر نفسه كان ما سو السودانيس لأن عشان looting وسرقة بلد كله واجد كله في سو السودان.
Yeah, Nyongori, I see your request.
أنا بوقف بكده وشكرا للناس القاري يسمع ولازم نعمل change لانيثينج اللي هو في سو السودان الكاب ده. سنة ده ديبوتي رينج ماتشار، سنة جاي ديبوتي رينج ماتشار، سنة جاي رينج ماتشار سول فكير for how long؟ أنا مجرلايز ده like this. اوكي شكرا زيرو، انا بسلم للناس كله، انا بوقف على كده. ثانك يو باي.
Thank you so much, Obang Abui. Thank you so much, Obang Abui Cham, speaking your mind, and this is how we wanted to do. Speaking your mind, speaking the truth, that's what will bring change. Okay, Nyungoru Chol, I am calling you. Nyungoru Chol, I'm calling you. Nyungori is just calling right now. That's true. No more vote for them. Not even us. Even the Murle who are actually given everything, they also they said they are not going to vote for the Aspele party. Okay, Nyungori, I dismiss that. Send your request again. Send it again. Send it now. That one was just adding. Nyungori Uchol, send your request. Yes, it is true. It is true that government must do something about this. Government must be the government of the people and listen to the people. Government must listen to the people's concerned. Nyungori, please send your request. Yes, for us and as an Anywaa, those three individuals, Nyungori, send your request. If you are not able, if you don't want to say anything, just let me know too, so I can move on. So for the Anywaa, those three individuals, Joseph Abwala came from Pachala South constituency, and David Okwier came from Pachala North constituency. So and also Tony Thopia. Those people, they're going to be disowned by their own constituencies. So the constituencies, they have to write a letter. Those people, they have to be dismissed from the representation, since they decided that they're not going to be representing the Anywaa. In a letter that they wrote, it's actually clear. Since they're disowning the community, they're going to be disowned as well. They must resign. They must resign. So I think Nyungori, you're not sending the request. I'm just going to conclude this now. I'm going to conclude this. Please don't cross and send me the request again, because I wanted to conclude. First, I thank you so much for everyone who have been watching this live show since morning and since evening on the other side. Thank you so much for just supporting us in this show. This is a very essential show that we're actually voicing our voice because of what the Anywaa have been going through. And this came as a result of our representative taking a different route, writing a letter condemning the letter that written by the community, demanding for exiting from Greater People Administrative Area. Those three individuals were bribed by money. They were bribed by the Murle. Joseph Abwala repeatedly was given 5 million SSP. David Okwier was actually given 3 million SSP, and also Tony Thopia was given 2 million SSP. And that money was given as a bribe so that they can actually write this letter, the letter I wrote, the letter that I read earlier. When I started the live, I read out the letter that was written by David Okwier and John Joseph Abwala and Tony Thopia to condemn the Anywaa demand. This letter, I read it out, and we condemn it, and we condemn these 3 individuals. Nothing, they were not representing the voices of the majority. There are only 3 individuals. This is one thing. Second thing, because they are very desperate. They are very, very desperate to secure their posts. That's why they wrote this letter. It is not right. When they held a meeting, when they wanted to dispute, they're not the only people that are representing the Anywaa. In national government, we have Monira Abdullah, we have Charles Wello, we have Odola Kwei, and we have Bashir Ukut. Those are the other individuals who are representing the Anywaa community in national government in Juba, in parliament. They are MPs. And when you come to the state or administrative area, people administrative area, we have Uchala Butros and we have Jai Adungora. Those 6 people were actually dismissed or excluded by these 3 individuals and have a meeting on behalf of all the MPs and MLAs and wrote a letter to condemn the Anywaa demand. This is not right, Mr. President. Those guys, the 3 individuals, they're just bribed to divert the Anywaa demand. There is no base. There is no base. David Okwier has been actually representing the Anywaa as an elder. And because of that, he's being actually confusing the Anywaa and the name of the eldership. He's destroying any Anywaa demands. First, he divided the Anywaa into 2. Some remain in Jungule with Nuer and Denka, some went with Anywaa. It is the very man, the very elder, David Okwier, who did so. And again, when Anywaa wrote a letter to demand for the estate, Gilo estate, David Okwier refuses to sign the letter with the other elders and kings and chiefs. He refused. And also, David Okwier, there was a high school open in Poshala by the community, not by the government. David Okwier went and he stopped it also. David Okwier, at the same time, he actually accepted the bribe, and David Okwier wrote the letter. I don't know exactly what is David Okwier up to. Why is he just against the progress of the Anywaa when he's representing the Anywaa? At the same time, the same very guy, John Joseph Abwala, John Joseph Abwala is also against the progress of the Anywaa. Last time, he accuses the late king. That late king is actually having a troop. He's being trained in Eritrea. It was totally lie. The late king, I don't know. I still have that paper with me today. Now, Joseph Abwala, when Anywaa demanded for the Gilo estate, he and Baba Medan and the rest, they wrote a letter to say that they don't want the Gilo estate. They wanted to stay with the Murle. They submitted that letter. When the Gilo State already been approved by the president, is on the list number 2. I have that list. It was about to be announced the next day, and all of a sudden they went and removed it. It is them. It is the very Joseph Abwala. Now Joseph Abwala is being bribed. Joseph Abwala are sending, there is a little guy right now, and Pushala having a gun in his hand, threatening people, wanted to kill people. So his life is in danger. Either he's going to be killed or killed. If he killed or killed someone, Joseph Abwala and David Okwier and Tony Thopia must be responsible for anything to happen in Pushala. Secondly, John Joseph Abwala, he actually said that in his own mouth, that now he's going to apply the form of the assassination. He wanted to assassinate the individual people who are actually representing the voice of the Anywaa in the national government. One of them is Charles Willow. So it's not only Charles Willow now, because Anywaa are united all together, whether the youth or the MPs or MLAs. Now, I want to say this. If anybody, Monira Abdullah, Charles Willow, Odola Kwai, Bashiru Kut, Ochala Butros, Jaya Dengora, you name it, and all these youth leaders, if anybody hit by the car, if anybody push and die, hit by the motorcycle, John Joseph Abwala, David Okwier, and Tony Thopia are responsible for this. Any deaths to happen, those guys are responsible for it. Any deaths to happen in Pushala, those guys are responsible for it. So now, let us all take this very seriously. If John Joseph Abwala and David Okwier and Tony Thopia want to continue to represent Bibur, there is no any problem. Let them just go to Lakwangole and represent them there. But they must resign from the Anywaa process. They must resign from the Anywaa process. Now, or else they will be waiting for the letters. The Anywaa in these 3 communities, they have to write the letter. A letter from the diaspora, a letter from Juba, a letter from Pushala, and also include the letter from the constituencies that they came from. David Okwier came from Otalo. The Anywaa in Otalo must write the letter with the king. So they have to be dismissed. Since they refuse us, since they are disowning us, they are against the progress of the Anywaa. There is no more. No more. So all this has to happen now. So, Mr. President, Anywaa demanded the exiting from Greater Bibur administrative area. And therefore, you create administrative area for the Anywaa Jikashifo, or consider the Anywaa kingdom to be in a status under the presidency directly. Those are the only 2 options Anywaa are demanding for it. And if not, they can go anywhere they want with their own land. This is not a joke. We're tired of marginalization that is being done by the government itself. Look what is happening in Jonglei State, because Nuer and Denka, they are actually holding the higher posts or the higher posts. They cannot consider the Anywaa. There are only 3 tribes, as mentioned by the Bernaba. Leave alone want to be appointed as a governor. Leave alone want to be appointed as a deputy governor. But even the ministers, they cannot consider the Anywaa. What kind of marginalization is that? It's just because Nuer is actually a governor. And this marginalization just happened right now. I can recall back when Kwal Manyang was actually a governor. He appointed the Anywaa. We saw sort of equality there. All the tribes who were actually in the government in Greater Jungule were represented in the national forces. So now this is happening right now. Anywaa, they need to exit. They need to govern themselves, Mr. President. You don't ignore this. You don't take it as a joke. This is a serious matter. We are tired of marginalization. We're tired of the killing, abduction that is being carried on by the Murle, and that it doesn't mean that Anywaa are not capable. Anywaa are capable of refuting all these atrocities in kind. They are able to do it in kind. But before we get to that point right now, I think the solution is in your hand. But Anywaa are capable of responding and do what they could to protect their borders, to protect their children. This is 21st century. This is 2022. It's no longer 2014, 2016, or before. Anywaa are tired now, and they're going to do so. So this is the message we're telling you today, and hopefully, Murle, you guys are listening. You guys are listening. If you are listening, you go and blame yourself. Blame those who are actually abducting. 2 days ago, a child is being abducted, 13 years old, from Anywaa. Those are the Murle. How can you live side by side? How can you live? How can you work with someone who is killing you and actually abducting your children and doing all this? There is none. The relationship is unrepairable. We cannot reconcile again. There is nothing. ما ممكن نعيش سوا عيشة ذاتية مع مرله. Anywaa لازم هم يكونوا برام. Period. ما في طريقة تانية. عشان كده, if the Murle, you don't cross line. It doesn't matter whether you are Anywaa, even if italo Anywaa kawi. يعني كلام الأنيوا كم قاموا بودا عشان إنه يكونوا برام عشان إنه يكونوا يعني يكونوا عندهم مع حكومة برام ما يكونوا قاعدين مع مرله عشان مشاكل اللي قاعد يحصل ده. لو إنت وقفت ضده, لو إنت أنيوا كاوي ولا مرلاوي, معناته إنت هتكون في مشكلة مع الأنيوا. شباب قايمين وشباب, they have to carry out this thing, and it's going to happen peacefully. We wanted this peacefully and get our own administrative area, or else no peace. There is no peace. There is no peace going to be between us and Murle. Anywaa will go and find out where their kids, their children were actually taken. They will follow all this, and youth are getting ready to do so. But the solution is in your hand, Mr. President. It is so sad, very sad indeed. When Anywaa now, they wanted to go and follow their children, and then they will start fighting with their own children. It is really sad. So, anyways, I will leave it here right now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here for all this time. And the live has been over 130 or 140. There are so many people who have been here. Please, I beg you to share this message. Share this message in your forum and everywhere. Share it. Let President Salva Kiir Mayardit get this message. Let all the Murle to get this message. Let all the Southern Sudanese get the reaction of the Anywaa today. It has been so long, the Anywaa are not going to be silent anymore. From now on, we're not going to be silent anymore. We will be speaking. And the claim that David Okwier and Joseph Abwala and Tony Thopia wanted to level the Anywaa, the Anywaa youth, the men, and wanted to level it as a rebellion, it is totally lie. Mr. President, The rebels are right in your door. They are there in J1. Those who don't receive their salary, those are the people that are demanding for your removal or don't want your government. It is not Anywaa. It is not the poor Anywaa who are just trying to demand for their survival. Nobody wants your own seat. The people who disagree with the government, they are in Juba. They are not in Pachala, they are in Juba. Our disagreement is with Murle. So David Okwier and Joseph Abwala, they are just liars. They are liars. There is no any rebellion against the government right here. If there is anybody who opposes the government, they are right there in Juba. They are right there in J1. Anywaa are just demanding for their own survival. And that's all we can say today. Thank you so much. I love you guys. We'll host another live again in Anywaa. And thank you. May God bless you. May God be with you. May God protect you wherever you are. Thank you for the unity of the Anywaa. Anywaa, you must unite. The younger generation, this life and tomorrow is yours. You must unite together. You must put hands together. You must work together. You must see each other. You must protect each other. You must be on your back and your brother be on your back. You must do this, new generations. Luachiri, you must do this. Forget about all these politicians. Forget about all those who wanted to discriminate us and tell you you are this and you are there. You are from this area and you are from that area. Forget about all this. Unite, because today is today is yours, tomorrow is yours as well. So forget about all these old men, people who don't think about the tomorrow. People who are just thinking about their own stomach, their own families. David Okwier and Joseph Abwala, even the money that they were bribed, no single Anywaa in Utalo can benefit even one penny. Not even 1 penny to benefit from it. And I don't believe too that Joseph Abwala can send that money to the community in Pachala South. No, but never. It is theirs. So why do they have to sell out our land that we want to preserve for our children and children? Why? They have done so, and they will not do so again. Shame on them. Shame on you, John Abwala. Shame on you, David Okwier. Shame on you, Tony Thopia. Shame on you guys. You cannot just suck the blood of the Anywaa because you have an opportunity just representing people in the government level, and now you can just do whatever you want. Shame on you, and be responsible for anything to happen to any Anywaa there in Juba or anywhere else. Thank you, guys. I love you. God be with you. I end it here.